I think people undervalue what hormones can do to a person.
That's why I would prefer to really be with somebody and lock in and marry with them, because
that's not guaranteed though.
When you was growing up as a girl, did you see yourself just seeing, you just always visit a big wedding and being a wife? You rather had a man of your dream or your dream wedding?
So it was her doing, like, she's the one who brought everything to the forefront. I'm not, like, as far as the business, man, I don't care about what Corey Holcomb talks negatively about everything. So why would I let that bother me?
Let me catch my breath, okay, let's hit them. While I show these brothers how the letter like talking in rhythm. Talking in rhythm.
All right, good evening, everybody. We're tuned into another episode of Talking in Rhythm. I'm here with my co-host,
Vanity the comedian.
Word.
Carmen Keys.
Body the Beast.
Body the Beast. Okay, and I'm Chuck the Barber. Let's get it. We're going to start with Vanity. Baby, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am a stand-up comedian. I am from Shreveport, Louisiana. I've been living in Dallas about 15 years now. I've been doing comedy about a little over 3 years. Been traveling all over the place.
But are you funny?
Am I funny?
I'm asking.
I'm very funny. That's
I'm
why
about.
I keep getting booked.
Word up. That's what I'm saying. Word. Yeah.
Nah, cause I be looking at people crazy when they ask me that, like when they tell me something funny, like, bitch, you want me to get out here and do a legit? I'm not finna do all of that. Like, bitch, either come to a show or don't. Like, we're not finna do all that extra shit.
Pay for a ticket.
I'm a host as well. I do a lot of hosting. On the regular, like my regular gigs, I do like karaoke in the city. I also host male strip shows. Work with male strippers. Love it. And love it.
Y'all niggas hiring?
Yep. You want to be a male stripper? I can get you on there. I'm a whole madam out here in these streets.
He has the body. That means he got a
body.
All right, come on out here and show that belly button.
The belly button is crazy. You got an Audi? You got an Audi or an Innie?
We working with some.
All right, cool.
And I'm an actress as well. I have a movie coming out later on this year called 80/20. It's my first lead role.
Can you get me
I can get you in the movie.
But I just want to play a light skinned nigga.
We just gonna stand
you
in the
play?
back. We gonna put you in
a
the
light
club
skinned
scene.
nigga?
Yeah,
We're gonna put you in the club scene. You just gonna be in the back dancing.
All right, yeah.
That's
Okay,
some
go ahead. That was just joking.
Light skin shit.
All right, look, I was just joking. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, we gonna
Okay, finish.
You a barber? We gonna put you in there cutting hair.
Well, I do that anyway.
Look,
I do that all day.
Yeah, now act like you doing it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about it. You can follow me on all social media platforms under Vanity the Comedian. I'm always posting new shows. I got a lot of stuff coming up. Yeah, man, I'm just booked and busy out here in these streets.
Tell us about the last thing you did, real quick.
Oh Lord, I had a busy weekend.
Tell us.
I just went down to Atlanta for a movie premiere for the movie Darwin. It's out on All Black Network. That was a super dope experience. And then when I got back, I got a chance to go and see Tony Baker, who is one of my heroes. For anybody watching, if you saw the last episode, we talked about our top comedians. And I mentioned Tony Baker and wanting to work with him literally a week ago.
I think he's seen that.
Look, he had to have seen
We
it.
ain't even released
it yet, but he felt it. It was tingling. But I went to the show on Saturday, and I got a chance to talk to him afterwards. And I just was like simply telling him, like, can we take a picture? And I was telling him, like, every time I do an interview, I always mention your name, like my top, and that I want to work with you. And he was like, okay, you want some time on the show tomorrow? And yeah, I ended up opening for Tony Baker yesterday.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yes.
Okay, we'll go to Carmen Keys. Come on, baby. Give it to us.
It's your girl Carmen Keys, and I'm a data scientist. I do a little bit of cybersecurity on the back end. I also do some film on the side. I'm a casting director, producer, etc. So you can follow me at Carmen_Keys on Instagram. I'm everywhere like air. Like I do a little. Carmen? I'm from everywhere. I'm everywhere like air, literally.
Where you from?
I'm from Cali, baby.
Okay.
All day. I'm from the town. Town business. You know what I'm talking about? Town business.
You're a Cali girl.
Town business.
Smoking.
But yeah, I'm literally everywhere like air. I've tried and done everything. I've done a little comedy. I've done some stand up at improv. I've hosted quite a bit of comedy shows and amongst a lot of other things. So yeah, Carmen Keys, everywhere like air. You did?
Yeah.
How to contact you? You got
Carmen_Keys, baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Back to my man Body. Come on, Body, give it up. Come on, man.
Body the belly button.
My list ain't that long, but
Do you got an innie or an outie though?
I got an ending.
Oh, okay.
Let my man make it. Come on, let my man make it.
Cuss me out. Come on.
Do that.
It's Body the Beast. Every beauty need a beast.
I like that.
Thank you. I do music, of course. That's my first thing. I have a podcast. Well, you see me on this one too.
With a very large following.
It could be larger.
It's larger than everything up here.
And then
yes.
my mama said she always wanted to see me on TV. So now that I'm sitting next to a casting director and an actress, I should definitely be in a movie coming. So I'm going to go ahead and speak that to existence.
Speak it.
Mama, we made it.
Speak it.
Oh yeah, I'm a retired hooper that still hoop. No, I don't really do too much. 2, 3 shooting.
Okay.
How probably
6'4".
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I do side jobs and odd jobs, but that's
Already.
how to contact you though?
Body the Beast. BODYTHE Beast. Because everybody putting DA. Spell correctly.
My
There
man.
you go.
And I'm just your host, Chuck the Barber. You can contact me at Chuck_DA_Barber. All I do is cut hair, man. That's it. So we're gonna roll.
Got
up.
an OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, you told us about your OnlyFans earlier.
You know,
Hey, we ain't gonna talk about that right now.
You be showing feet on the OnlyFans.
Right
you
now,
know?
we got other stuff going on. So we're gonna roll into it. So we got Jess the Mess,
My girl,
and Lauren.
La
New
Rosa.
show. Lauren
La Rosa.
Rosa's new show. So we're gonna start with you. Go ahead, baby. Get it. First, break it down and let us know what's.
Okay, so basically where it started was this long feud with Corey Holcomb and Jess with the Mess. Just hilarious. They ended up, they've been going back and forth for years. Like, let's get that out the way. They've been going back and forth for years. But then he did a video and made some comments in regards to Lauren coming in and taking Jess's spot and her being more talented than Jess. And, Jess came back, it hit her in a different spot. And she came back and, she didn't necessarily come back at Corey. She kind of went for the people that she worked with.
Now, you saying Jess?
Jess came back and she did a live and she was talking about basically her Breakfast Club counterparts and how nobody comes to her defense and nobody has her back. And she felt like when she went on maternity leave, like the girl that she brought in, which was Lauren, to take her spot, just kind of swooped in and took her spot. And when she came back, Lauren's supposed to go back to what she was doing in the background. But now, no, she's coming out and talking during her segment. So she's getting airtime like they got to share the mic now. And, she don't like it. So that's basically where it started.
I feel like Jess the Mess, I feel like, and this is just my opinion, my take on it. I feel like there may be a little postpartum in there, right? Because when she did go live, she was very emotional, right? And I think she fed into Corey Holcomb and the comments, right? But I've been following Jess for quite some time, like from the beginning of her career. And the comments have never been friendly to her. So I don't take her as a weak person. I don't think she's ever let that get to her, which is why I feel like for her to get so emotional over this, postpartum may have played a part in this. Like, she hasn't said this, but this is just my take and my observation, right? Because she's never been that emotional before. The other part to that is that I don't like how the audience doesn't think that two Black women can coexist on the same platform, because the same people that were saying that when Lauren came about, the same people that were saying, oh, Jess is illiterate, Jess is this, are the same people that came to her defense when she went live and said what she had to say. They were like, oh, the show would be nothing without you. We would stop watching. So I think Charlamagne had a point when he said, stop listening to the naysayers, like stop reading the comments. I agree. I agree that she may have fed into that, but I think it was a lot of that came from her postpartum. And I don't think, I think people undervalue what hormones can do to a person and their emotions. That's just my take on it.
Body, give us something. Come on, man.
I didn't get to see the live. but I did see her go back on the show and address it to all them in their face. And I think it's a level of professionalism you got to always keep. So her doing it live caught them all off guard, so they right for feeling away. But I think, she just can tell that the girl is good at her job from what I'm hearing everybody say, and she just know that her spot got took from trying to do somebody a favor, because she said, "Oh, I did her a favor by putting her on," but you didn't put her on thinking she could actually be better than you in it. So you can't take, don't take full credit for it. You just let her kill your time of being away, and now she come back and take your time. And then as far as two black women coexist on that platform, it was always a one-woman position. It was just Angelique, right? So it was a one-woman position, which means it's probably a one-woman pay rate, and it's probably a one-woman time segment. So when she got to share her time, and Charlamagne and Envy Lee don't,
DJ
Envy ain't got to share their time. I get what she's saying, but if my paycheck ain't changed, I wouldn't trip.
Agreed.
I agree too. I think, in my opinion, I think they went the wrong direction. Because I think by the end of the year, I don't think Jess.
Well, depending on what she under contract.
I just don't. Well, her contract is her contract. I'm just saying, anybody else, if I go live and throw my boss under the bus, my coworkers under the bus, most likely he was the front of one. Regardless if you listen to other people's podcasts and what they had to say, took it out on her job and her coworkers. That's her fault. I mean, even if she had postpartum, like people say, it's still a professional world. You got to handle your business to a certain degree, and you got to take care of it. And I feel like she was the one who slipped out of the whole crew. She was the one who fell off the cliff and really put everything out there to be under the microscope. And I felt like the Breakfast Club got it wrong. Like, I would have absolutely kept, what's the other girl's name again? Lauren. I'd have kept Lauren. Lauren was better at her job than Jess. And I would have kept Lauren and let Jess go. I would have fired Jess. She would have never made it back to the Breakfast Club that day, that morning, back after she did what she did. That's just me.
But I get that, but I think a couple things here, right? I think because people want to say, "Oh, well, Jess can't read," and this was all when Lauren came about, right?
That.
No,
that's what the people saying.
This is what the people were saying, right? They were saying, "Oh, Jess can't read; she can't articulate."
What Corey said.
We like.
Yeah, Corey.
They were saying we like Lauren better, but keep in mind, Jess was not hired to be polished like Lauren was. Lauren is polished because of the type of work that she's done. Jess was hired for Jess with the Mess, right? So it wasn't supposed to be right. Yeah. So it wasn't supposed to be a polished thing or any of that.
Which
they hired her for
and
that.
Lauren was a producer. She was working in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah, no doubt. But when somebody comes along and can do your job better, you move along. That's just how the world works.
I get
and that girl did everything better than Jess.
But I would be pissed
if somebody took my segment.
I watched the show and I enjoyed watching it better with her than Jess. Jess had more attitude, seemed more moodier, the whole night. Even before she had the baby and all that, like the girl was just more polished.
But that's to Jess' defense. That's what they knew they was getting.
Exactly.
And that's what they came for.
Well, Jess is the one who put her out there, put the girl on, right?
Because Jess knew
she had to go on maternity leave.
But my thing is, Jess is the one who actually exposed everything also.
Yeah.
So it was her doing, like, she's the one who brought everything to the forefront. And I'm not, like, as far as the business went, I don't care about what Corey Holcomb talks negatively about everything. So why would I let that bother me? Corey's a negative guy.
That was the start, and it was crazy because Corey called it, and it was kind of what was going on. And I guess it was that obvious. I stopped watching the show, period. And to me, still, Charlamagne is the funniest person on there, and he wow.
Well, I feel like the meat and potatoes is still on the show.
But I feel like,
but I also when Jess went off maternity leave and I seen the other girl go on, I was like, she's better than. I like her better. I like the show better with her than Jess, and I think Jess felt that too.
And it's an opinion. She just adds a different or better element.
Don't ask me, ask Jess.
No.
Jess is the one who broke everything up.
But she's the one who opened her mouth. Because you said that you liked Lauren better, right? Because you felt like she was better.
She was better.
Right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is that is it better or did she just bring something different? You see what I'm saying?
It wasn't so much just different. Jess was Jess, but Jess' attitude. To me, Jess is better off on her own. versus Lauren. Lauren needs somebody to be part of.
This is why I think what Jess was doing was clever. First off, the Jess with the Mess, the name itself. But then I follow her Instagram before I follow her on the show. And that segment of where, like, even like I like Ryan Davis, when you able to put drama and mess that's happening in life and put your own spin on it, a twist, make it comedy, humor, and messy. I was saying, like, even with him saying it was better, I don't even think it was actually better. I think it was different. It probably was a breath of fresh air because sometimes everybody, like, the times we live in now, that's why music is not even 3, 4, or 5 minutes no more because everybody on to the next. So I guess Jess got tired. You just knew how Jess was coming, and then you got a new look. I think eventually you might get tired of Lauren over time.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But why is it that it all has to be put on Jess that she is the problem in this situation? Because at the end of the day, it involves all of them. And I feel like that there was already, I don't feel like the shit, it started with Corey Holcomb, because that's when all of this didn't blow up until he said something. But it was like once he said something, I think it put a magnifying glass on shit that was already going on. And I feel like even when they did talk about it on the Breakfast Club and with all of them together, I do feel like DJ Envy and Charlamagne was on some bullshit. Like, Charlamagne kept making jokes about it. Like, this girl was being for real. And this is really
That's
how
he
felt.
is, though, with
I
everybody.
understand that, but this ain't kind of.
But that ain't the time and place either. If you notice what everybody kept telling her,
bring it on there, though.
No, she did.
No. She didn't.
They only addressed it on there because she brought it to
the.
Her life is just like being on that TV.
If that's the case, they have the decision to make their choice, though. They can say we're gonna address it on the show or we not gonna.
They
address it on the
had
show.
to. She left them no choice.
You don't have to do anything.
You have to. Let me tell you why. Because she insulted them people. Let me tell you why. She insulted them people's character on her live, and so now we're gonna come back.
But who's to say that she is insulting their character? How we know they not?
That's
doing
why they're
shit?
gonna have it on the show in front of their face so we can defend ourselves.
And
you go right now,
they were still doing. Some
it's like right
bullshit.
now we all in here right now. If I go on my live right now and I talk how I personally feel about every last one of y'all, and then I come back in this room with y'all, we're gonna adjust it right now. You don't live with me. You don't talk on the phone.
Absolutely.
But I feel like
absolutely.
And I'm gonna feel like
that's how they are. Like if they feel like they was being attacked, I get what you're saying, but that doesn't discount the fact that they might really be the problem.
I'm not saying that if they is or they ain't, but we finna find out right now. If you gonna do it on your live, let's do it here.
And even when they did break it down and they talked about it, they displayed
it's like right now
facts that they was the problem.
If me and you do something privately and then you make it publicly, and then now I want to go ahead and finish addressing it publicly because Lauren told her even in that room. Bro, we don't have to get along. We can do whatever, but we can do this off camera. She kept saying it right then and there.
That's the right thing to do.
And so once you open up them can of worms, it's however everybody else respond. That's how they responded. We're gonna do it right here.
That was their choice to still talk about it.
I think just watching her, telling her to hush and shut up, that was over the top. I'd have fired her after that.
You gotta remember too. Their job is to cover headlines. It became a headline. So we gotta put it here. This is what we known for. So we're not gonna even run from our own headline.
That's my point.
Get it, but it's like if even if we did get into a public scuffle and we came out here, we was like, well, we're gonna talk about it. If I don't want to talk about it, I'm gonna tell you I don't want to talk about it. And if you choose to try to talk about it without me, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna look at you because we got to have a conversation together.
And this is what she had.
We don't have to.
But you still have to be professional.
I'm gonna be professional. I'm gonna look at you like this. You can bring it up all you want to. I'm not gonna say anything because I told you before we got started.
Even if it's professional though, but in that type of industry, to your point, when stuff like that gets hashed out, and if somebody speaks on something, that's the perfect place to hash it out. Because what else are you going to do after that? You're just going to try to sweep it under the cup. You can't do that.
The crazier part is it was actually great to do it right there and there because she actually could have redeemed it because they all were still they still was having a break. I seen
because that's the perfect place.
We fuck with you personally. Fuck them commentators. They come on. It was like they
that's
really
correct.
Her, but she was so angry in how she felt. She still let it go the way she wanted it to go. Yeah. Even Lauren was trying to say, "Girl, I fuck with you. You know, it might not be like this, but we do this
I don't think it was anger. I think it's a lot of resentment. I mean, she just like I think she looked at it like this girl's doing my job better than me. And I looked at it.
The realest thing she said was instead of like calling it just with the mess, just give her the segment. And I agree with her. If she's gonna still keep doing it while I'm back. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Let her have a segment.
Agreed.
You know, and I agree with
now you're playing in my face. Because now you're playing in my face.
Jess is more built to be on her own than actually Lauren is. That's my opinion. Because Jess, her personality is large. Like it's big. It's not. I don't think it ever.
Which is
fit
why
in.
they came and got her. See, Lauren is being made from the show.
Yeah.
Jess was made
Yeah.
and then got on the show.
Yeah, and
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying?
Yeah.
So she gonna have her own platform. You see,
I think they got it wrong.
Angela Yee
I mean,
went
we'll
and got
see
her
because
own thing.
Lauren got her own show now.
I don't think she should be fired though. I just don't. I do.
I would have
agree.
fired her. I would have fired her.
I don't think because that's what
I think
they're
it'd been
there
good.
to
That's what they
do.
do. She actually just gave them something to talk about.
Exactly.
And you can't be that. It's like I don't think it was enough to lose her job. She didn't go like
I think
on
it
a
was.
personal attack.
I
She
think
just
it
spoke her
was.
feelings, and everybody right to have their feelings. Now she
'Cause
went about it wrong, but
you
it's
got a
still-
job.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You got a job.
Yeah.
You got a job.
It's in a different industry though.
It
I'm just
doesn't
saying.
matter. Listen,
Yes,
do you have a
yes.
job? I work for myself, so I can't speak on this shit. But if I went live and talked about my employer and my coworkers the way she did, you don't come back to
What she
work.
said about
Well,
the
no,
employer?
because
The
I
employer- I
Who's
don't even
employer?
know who the employer is. She said it was ran like a
like a high school.
I don't
yeah,
know.
some
Well,
shit like that.
I ain't gonna
she
lie.
said a lot of negative stuff,
I work in
and
court.
then was on the show that same.
And that's
morning.
why I feel like whoever the employer they got is got to be a man because only an emotional decision to fire her for speaking her mind, and it didn't hurt nobody.
Well,
It
my
actually
thing-
gave them. I
but
bet you they ratings was.
I think you got.
I
Look,
bet you they ratings.
I
was
think
up.
you got to look at the industry too. At the end, so it's great. For
That's
good
what
ratings.
I was
saying.
saying.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what.
That's why I
that's
wouldn't
what
fire
I'm
her.
saying.
That's why I wouldn't fire her.
How far is she gonna get knowing that she feels?
Because
this
I was about
way?
to say you can't.
Now
ask
you
me
got rid of the other girl. Now what's gonna happen?
But they ain't get rid of her.
No,
She got her own
Angela
show.
left.
Well, no, she got her own
Yeah.
piece. Now what's gonna happen is Jess is gonna snap back into normal. They're gonna forget about everything she said.
I mean, to be honest with you, Lauren actually won, so she should be happy with whatever.
I
Jess-
agree.
Jess
Lauren got her
did.
own
I
show.
She got
agree.
her own
But
shot
that
to
doesn't mean she won. I think Lauren was fit more for that position than Jess was. I
But
think,
your own show is a better position.
but I think Jess is built for her own show more so than Lauren.
we finna find out now.
Sure
We
is.
is gonna find
If
out.
she
find
could
out.
do
Now,
Jess' job better, she
Can
should
we
be able to
address
do.
this? Can we address
Absolutely.
this? Does postpartum give her the right to do what she did? A pass?
You can't control
You can't control
your.
it.
hormones.
That's not the point.
It
I get-
is.
So we all agreeing that
That's
she's
not
not
the
right.
question, though. You listen to my question.
Nah, I ain't doing that because I ain't diagnosing her on nothing.
I'm not diagnosing her either.
I know people was doing it though, like saying.
But we ain't doing
people
that.
was-
What
people
I'm
was
saying
that
is
she
it
had
enough
postpartum. I don't know
to
that.
give her a pass for that reason? Because
If
nobody
it really
said Will
is
Smith
postpartum,
had
then yes.
postpartum when he smacked.
No,
Chris Rock,
because
you know what I'm
the man
saying?
can't get
That-
that.
come
But
on,
if
this-
she
this-
really
this
do, because
different.
that's a
That's
chemical
different.
imbalance.
It
Like
is.
you
I
can't.
feel you,
That's
but
in your body. You can't control it unless
When
you get
some-
on medicine.
It's one of
whatever.
those
I don't even
things
know
When
how
where-
some
that shit
people
work.
have diabetes, cancer, and all of that,
Mhm.
they have the same reaction. Their
Mhm.
hormones is a chemical imbalance,
Mhm.
and they really can't control how they react to things.
so if
It's
I
like it's one of those. To me, it's one of those things. Like it's good you have an excuse. We'll take the excuse, but it's still no excuse for. what
it's
you
no
want.
excuse. I agree.
You get what I'm
Because if my arm is broke and I can't cut hair because my arm is broke,
But
it,
somebody
it
makes
doesn't make it right or wrong. It's no. It is what it is.
Right.
It's like it's
right,
great
right,
you
right.
have an excuse, but
Yeah.
I don't
But
want the excuse.
It's
ain't
not
gonna-
good enough.
right.
It's
I
not.
get that. I
So
get
you
that.
wonder why, like people say, "Oh, a woman can't be president because her hormones might get involved, and she might."
And if we
cause
start
some
saying that, we
World
can't
War
use
III.
postpartum as our reason
we
for
can't-
not wanting
yeah,
our president
so-
to sit
But
us
the
in war
same
because
thing
she
can
just had a
happen
baby.
to a man if he has a serious illness. He can have a chemical imbalance. A man can have a chemical imbalance on any given
he
thing.
will get shut
can
down.
have,
Yeah, he will get shut
Will
down.
he?
Yeah,
men
Because-
if a
men
man make
pay.
a bad
When-
decision off emotions,
yeah, they
he's
get.
it's gonna
Trump
be, I'm
is
telling you.
making
you
bad
talking about- what
decisions
you talking
off
about-
emotions
what you're
every
talking
Trump
about-
is
day.
making bad
You're
decisions
talking
off of his logic.
But you're talking,
Yeah,
but
I
you're
don't
talking
know.
about,
Got
but you're
nothing
talking
to do
about
with
one. You're talking about one position. We talking about in the workforce.
Okay.
Yeah, this chick is on.
That's why I
Radio.
This
said.
is even
We-
let me
or
tell you,
podcast.
you weren't here last week. Let me tell you how real this is when you talking about a man. I didn't make the excuse for when what's the boy they choked the girl.
Jonathan Majors.
And that
he
was her
talking about being
topic. She's
touched
the one who
on
came
and
up with it.
everything,
Yeah.
Right.
And I said, even
He
as a
did.
man,
Yeah.
you got to control your
You do,
emotions. So that's what
exactly,
we.
Self-control. Agreed.
Right.
Agreed.
And I
agreed.
told what I said earlier in the comments. Women want to be treated equal as a man, but they want special treatment
for being a woman.
for being a woman. So what does that sound like? The alphabet community to me. I mean, I'm not being funny, but I'm saying you can't have the best of both worlds. Pick what side you want to land on and stay there or shut the fuck up. It is what it is.
I don't know about all that.
No,
I
I'm not,
disagree.
I know
I
it sounded
disagree.
harsh the way
I
I
mean,
said
just
it,
say this,
but
right?
it's true.
Say
you can't
say
have the best of both worlds.
say you
because
just had a
everybody
baby.
can't have that.
and then you and your man get in an argument. He haul off and hit you for no reason, and he say, "Well,
It was postpartum.
it because yeah, you'll be
Yeah.
like, bro,
You be like, nigga,
But he
kill
can't-
yourself.
A man can have postpartum.
That's not. It doesn't matter. It's a handicap. It's a weakness.
Okay, what if you just say it's the stress from having a newborn baby?
Yeah.
I couldn't control myself because I never had a baby before. I've never the baby cry all
The
day.
court might let him off on that.
It doesn't matter.
Never in the history of
Let's say
nigga have a nigga got off of
saying.
domestic violence for a newborn
Let's
baby.
say your husband broke
Has
his
it ever
leg,
been a reason,
but
though?
you wanted to
Shit,
take
I
the
ain't
saying,
groceries.
has it ever been a reason?
Let's say your husband broke his leg, but you wanted to bring the groceries up the steps. He can't. He broke his leg. It's a handicap. It is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna call him weak because of that.
Well, he is weak. At the moment, he's weak. That's how a man. That's real. If I'm like man,
Emotionally though, right?
it's not emotion. It's physics. It's facts. It's real. Like we live in real time, not in mental
Man,
time.
you want to know what the crazy part is?
Like if my hand
He
is
gonna
broke,
limp
it's
with them
broke. It
groceries
is what
in.
it is. I can't
He
do
gonna
that.
live with them groceries in or put them in the wheelchair in the lap with him. He gonna make it. He gonna
But
do
that's
what
a
he can do.
physical handicap. That's not
It
not
is a physical.
a chemical imbalance.
It's the same.
because you don't know when your hormones are
I
imbalanced. You
get
don't,
it, but it's
right?
not. It's not good enough.
Would they go
Understood.
into like
It's not good
emotional
enough.
intelligence, or
So
they
let's
don't
say
go
the
into emotional
president was a
intelligence?
female,
Being emotional
and
aware
her
and controlling your emotions, even when you got to go through.
Hormones don't.
No, because
it doesn't work like that.
It's more.
So-
It's more.
So when a
Yeah.
man is horny, he don't need to control his hormones because he can just be like,
That's
shit.
different. It's
It's
different.
different.
It really
Listen.
is.
look, I was married, and
We don't never get
my
that excuse.
ex-wife was was pregnant and everything. I had to deal with all that shit, right?
I just heard her say.
So my thing was, let's say she was
up.
president, like, right? So she's
I'm
president.
gonna be Jess. Shut up.
Hush.
She has
talk about this
hormone
off camera.
problems. So what do? You cause World War II because she had hormone, but that's a good enough excuse.
I think some men have probably done
That-
that
listen,
in the
listen.
past. I'm just saying.
Listen, answer the question. I don't care what you think. I said, is it a good enough excuse? Oh, my hormones was imbalanced, so I started World War II.
Ask the other presidents.
I don't have to ask
know.
you nothing. It could tell you. That's why there's not a woman president in America.
Really?
It's the truth.
Okay.
That's what
That's why us
say.
men are
Okay.
not.
That's what they
Because
say.
it's some men that should
No,
be
I'm not
president.
saying-
I'm
I
just
hate
saying.
when men get
I'm
to
not
arguing when
saying I
they get come
agree
to talk
with it.
about. I know,
The man and
but
woman
I don't-
side.
I don't.
Not
I don't.
even that. It's just when we talk about that postpartum, because for one, I'm a female that hasn't had a kid. I don't even understand how postpartum affects the body and the mind and stuff like that because I've never gone through it.
It makes
But
your
I
butt
mean,
big.
I hate. Shut the
up.
fuck up.
God
But
damn.
I hate when people like, especially when men try to justify certain means when you're talking about stuff like that, because y'all won't ever understand what that
Exactly.
is. Like you will never understand
And
what
that's
that
what
is.
we be trying to get y'all to
So
say. Y'all
it's
would never
like-
understand how it is being a man.
Which that is
true.
fair.
Well, I don't
That's a
try
fair
to-
statement. I don't try to
tell nobody how
understand.
to be
Yeah.
no damn man. I don't
Facts.
give a damn. I like my coochie.
And so,
Facts.
and so when it
I
comes
don't
to
think women and men is equal.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
We're not.
you.
We're not.
Thank you.
I'm not that
We are
woman.
in agreement
I'm not
with
that woman.
that.
I'm not no feminist. First of all,
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
tell you that right now.
Right.
I don't believe men and women is equal. I'm pissed off from the bitch
Let her eat. Let her
back in the
cook.
day that went and started. Why we gotta vote? Why we got to work?
I'm in agreement with her.
Women, get back in the kitchen. I want to go back home. I don't want to get up and go to work in the
Because
morning.
women
never
want a
agreed
voice.
to that. I
Like,
never
shit,
agreed to
I'm
that.
good.
And I was raised on a woman is better seen than heard. But
No,
That's another.
motherfucker, you gonna hear
That's
me.
another.
Yeah, you gonna hear me. I ain't gonna sit in the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah.
I ain't gonna do
Then
that.
why you want to vote?
Yeah, we ain't
That's
gonna do
not to be
that.
heard.
We ain't
I'm gonna be
gonna do
at the house.
that.
You gonna hear me at the house, motherfucker.
Hey,
but I don't want
having
to
a voice comes with working, voting,
Nah,
and all
see,
this. If you
that's
want a
what
voice, you gonna work. You
Cause
gonna
look,
vote. Cause
when
get what?
y'all-
When I was a kid, my mom, I didn't have no voice. My
Look,
mama
when y'all
said,
got to
"Life
talk
ain't
about
easy."
jobs and shit, I'm sitting over here like,
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
I work a
yeah.
union job. I
Oh,
don't.
shit,
I
okay.
done talked
Alright.
about my job. I done talked about my coworkers. I
I'm
promise you.
telling you,
I
I
go
go
And
to
you
work.
kept your job, right?
I'm a
I
union
kept my
worker.
You ain't
job,
gonna lie,
and
though,
I
did
have
you?
cussed my
Yes.
boss out
You went
before.
live and
I done
talked
talked about them.
But they don't even
I
check
cussed
for
my
that,
boss
though.
out
Cussed them
before,
out
and
in
still
their
have a
face.
job.
But they
I
don't
have to
check
go
for
on
live,
live.
though.
Yes,
Their
they-
job
yes,
is
they do.
live.
Yes, they do.
No, I'm just saying you didn't
We
work
just
for
had we just had
what I'm saying.
somebody.
The Breakfast Club is like,
I mean, yeah,
it's
but
social media.
my
So we
job
were live.
definitely checks
Okay.
social media. We just had somebody get fired. A temp got
Okay,
fired
I'm
for something they put
sorry.
on social
My
media.
bad.
But what I'm saying,
All right.
he a temp.
Don't touch me.
I'm permanent.
Don't touch me again.
He a temp and I'm permanent, baby. I'm protected by that union. I'm good. I don't have to go online and say shit. I tell them motherfuckers to their face. I promise you, I'm gonna call about 5 people a bitch in the
I
morning.
done
let's
cussed my
ask this
boss
So
out,
you
my
think-
boss out
hold
before,
on.
right?
So you think
And I still have a job.
Hold on. So y'all, I'm just asking. So y'all think postpartum syndrome is a good enough reason for whatever y'all saying?
if
Chemical
that is
hormone-
what she
if.
has,
If
if that is what she
So
has,
she gets a pass.
I'm not saying, but we have to have a level of understanding.
Yeah,
We do have to have a level of understanding, not necessarily give her a pass and be like, just because you going through this, that you have the right to act like this. But we have to give people the level of understanding. We have to give them the benefit of the doubt because we don't know what. So you're saying
people, not women, people.
Women. Well, people. Women. Well, women. When we're talking about we're talking about postpartum,
because men don't get this.
Because men do not get it.
Yeah, but men have a lot of other stuff.
They do have other stuff,
but we don't get passes.
I feel like y'all
men don't get passes at all.
I feel like y'all should get passes in certain stuff too. Mental illness on all levels is real. Like we can't sit up here and act like that shit not real.
No, but I'm saying when they assassinate somebody, normally it's a man. There ain't been many women or any women at all that got assassinated. Martin Luther King was assassinated. Malcolm X was assassinated. JFK was assassinated. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to assassinate women because
Marilyn Monroe was assassinated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What? Yes, she
Monica
was.
Lewinsky was assassinated.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe was assassinated.
Who? Monica Lewinsky?
Well, I'm just saying, they're not, it's different. Men have a really...
Look it up.
I ain't that invested.
Nah, it's a conspiracy, but I get it.
It is a conspiracy.
All right, y'all want to move on? Let's move on. All right. Listen, Jess. I don't want to talk about Jess the Mess for a whole month. Hey, Jess.
Agree to disagree.
Let's say God bless Jess.
Why you looking like that?
Come on live. Try to see what they say.
Yeah, let's God bless Jess.
I'm hollering.
All right, let's get into it.
These motherfuckers.
We got a husband that ended the honeymoon early because the wife text message a final goodbye text to her ex.
Yes.
Who want to start with it?
So the husband abruptly ends the honeymoon because he goes through the wife's phone and he finds out this is like the day of their wedding, right? He finds out that she texts her ex for closure, right? And so he gets upset and he having second thoughts, right? So I think she was still messing with the ex because why do you wait until this day of to send a text for quote unquote closure? She's still been messing with the ex, right?
Oh.
Because why would you sit there on the day of your wedding and text your ex for, if you still need closure and you this deep in, baby, something's wrong. Something's wrong. I don't think he should have second thoughts. I think he should just get rid of her. That's just my opinion. Because that marriage ain't going to end.
Annul.
I'm just saying.
You want to chime in, Body?
I don't really know too much about it. I just know.
Well, how would you feel if you was in this situation and you found out you with a woman, y'all just got married, y'all on y'all honeymoon, you go through her phone and you find out that she had texted her ex right before y'all got married for closure.
And she telling him bye for good. Yes. I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the message. We got social media these days. If she go on social media and be like, guys, I'm off the market, I'm happy. Do he still feel the same way? Her ex still get the message from that too. She just went more direct.
If she just make a post?
I mean, yeah.
But that ain't what she did.
That ain't what she did.
That's
personal
message. That's personal, right?
That's why I asked. I said, is it the same thing? Is she going there? Her ex still get the message?
No. Because anybody can get that message and that could be for everybody. I'm just saying, leave me alone when I'm off the market.
But also her ex. If she's saying, hey, I'm off the market, I'm happy now. Sorry, I passed and everybody, it's over. Y'all can't come back.
You sending somebody a personal message, it means that it's something still there between us that I feel like I gotta reach out to you directly to let you know that I'm finna get married and this it. I can't do nothing else after this. Like
there's a whole
sending
process.
A personal message. No,
there's a whole process.
It's like you said it. Like
they were dating.
She wanted to spite him. Like
she just wanted to let him know.
Like hurt him. Like I'm married.
To say,
I'm
hey,
married. I'm done with you. You know what I mean? Whatever.
You didn't marry me, but this man is.
You done been in a whole relationship, unless y'all done got married in a short span of time.
Hold on, because Body the only other man here.
Exactly.
What would you have did? Would you have left her, or would you have married her still, or got divorced, whatever?
So if I got to the point where I want to marry you, it'll take more than you text messages.
That wasn't enough.
Let them know it's over. It's not enough for me to get a divorce.
Okay.
Oh, you a strong man.
Feel away.
No.
You gotta know how strong my love is.
Yeah,
I agree with him. It depends.
I'm not gonna.
I respect that.
And marriage hard to get out of.
I respect it.
But what if you found out that she sent the message because she was messing with him prior to y'all getting married?
That's different.
I'm asking.
If I find that out, that's a different scenario. But if she wasn't messing with him, even if she still had feelings for him. And now she just deaded all that because now she happy where she going on with me. I mean,
the day of the wedding.
I mean, yeah, I don't want it to be the day after the wedding.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be after the wedding.
Yeah, what difference does it make? Because y'all are a union regardless before and after the wedding.
Prior to you getting married, you've been engaged. Y'all was dating. You had all this time
to still decide to marry. Y'all got married. It's a whole. Like you know,
if I'm gonna be mad before the wedding, I should have been mad if she did it the second day we together.
First of all, fuck that, cause my side niggas gonna find out I'm married at my wedding. Like, no, I ain't got to tell y'all nothing. When you see me and my husband pop out, I mean, not my side niggas.
Are they getting the invitation? Are the side niggas getting the invitation? Because when
they see me pop out with the pictures online, you gonna know I'm married. I'm not finna see.
To be honest with you, I would send all my exes an invitation.
When you get married, you make sure.
I want no exes in my
wedding. I'm gonna run across the whole wedding and clothesline your
Come
ass.
See this love.
Like WWE.
I'm not finna call. I'm not reaching out to nobody and letting them know I'm off the market. Bitch, when you see me pop out with a new husband, you know
she was out of order, but is it enough to call off the wedding? Is what we ask.
I think it's a character flaw.
I'm a like use me to shit on your ex.
I think it's a character flaw.
That means you uplifted me.
I think it's a character flaw. Like if you do something like that, that means that to me that's telling of how the marriage is going to be. Because this is the thing. People get married and people get with people for potential and what I think that they'll grow into. And I think that is people's biggest mistake. So if somebody is showing you who they are, you're supposed to believe them, right?
Like,
believe it.
Shut up.
You better shut up.
So what exactly did the message say? She texted her ex and said what?
It was just it doesn't say. They don't say exactly what the verbiage is.
I feel like that we need to know the context of the message.
Yeah, because she texted and said I'm off the market now.
Give up all of that.
It's
like in some instances, like let's say he texted her first and was like, you know, I'm still trying to get with you, and she was like, no, I'm married now. We done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't ignore the message,
I can understand it. I mean, you can, or you can tell them no.
Let me suggest this. Can I suggest this? Let's say the shoe was on the other foot, and the man did it instead of the woman.
I don't know. I would feel like body, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie.
If a bitch reached out to him first and was like,
because I'm a lover girl, so
I still want a chance with you, and he shuts her down and say, no, bitch, I'm getting married.
But I don't think that's what happened. I think she just reached out to him to let him know this is over. I'm getting married.
Then I'm gonna feel some type of way because
why
the fuck is you texting?
If I reach back to Max like, yo, boo, I'm done. You know, I'm getting married or whatever. Don't you fucked up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? How would you feel?
Her ex had.
I'm gonna be mad because you should have been over there.
But
bitch.
are you gonna leave me or call the marriage?
I don't know. I might beat your ass up.
I feel for her to feel the need to have to tell him. He obviously showing
bink, bink.
Yeah,
in some type of way. Whether he randomly texts her from time to time, and she probably just putting an end to it. He probably still show interest in her because if he didn't have no interest in her, I don't think she felt like she needed me to tell him that.
But I think silence is the best answer and the best response. If an ex reaches out and you are in a relationship like that, me not responding to you tells you everything you need to know.
I mean, yeah, but everybody respond differently.
You can't be in a relationship and marry somebody and still be
feeling because I shouldn't feel like I have to respond to you because
my
loyalty
it might just
you.
be how some people
That's
like to respond. Like it depends on how I'm feeling that day. I might ignore it and I might be like, no, bitch, I don't want to talk to you. Like I might have to say something. It just depends on how I'm feeling. So I ain't gonna take it.
Like you put a beat your shit like it's.
I beat them in their face. Bink, bink, bink.
You text. All right, we're going to move on. All right, we're going to move away from this shit right here.
You text your old bitch, I'm a bitch.
We got something. Okay, somebody put down, why are black women not married? Oh, did this.
Because niggas ain't shit.
There could be a lot of reasons.
No, we asked the question. Okay. Let me get to it. Who came up with
I'm about to go live because she just threw me.
Okay. So what we gonna do? We gonna bypass y'all. Are we gonna start with my man, Body? Come on, Body, give it up. Like, what's up?
I don't even think it's a race thing, but since y'all want to,
that's what it is. Why are black women not married?
I think all women not married, but
no, we talking about black women. They don't shave.
Oh my God!
I mean, what's up? What? No, I'm throwing hints to him to try to figure out why it is what they saying.
It's gonna be a plethora of reasons, honestly, but I guess because they don't.
You just got out of that, really.
No. So this true.
Out of that, bro.
It's what it is. A woman is not married because they looking for marriage. They're not looking to be a wife. So when they going, they going.
You ever been married?
No.
Oh. You ever been divorced?
No.
You ever been close?
I know this.
You ever been close to being married? Like you been with somebody you felt like I could marry this person?
Yeah, I mean, I already know who it could possibly be. But I'm saying,
ooh, okay.
I'm
She
saying,
probably listen. I know that nigga.
Why you not with her?
Love
Okay,
Huh?
nah, you ain't gotta tell
yeah,
us.
I ain't.
This is I know.
Nah, tell us.
I know.
I'm not married because I don't really even.
Don't say you don't
we ain't
believe in
gonna
it.
get that. You know, that's
Get
where I'm
into
about to
it.
go.
Come on, brother.
I don't
we getting
really.
into our feelings.
He ain't trying to get married. He just asked me to be a stripper.
Bro, we get into our hormones.
No, what you?
You got postpartum.
I believe in.
This got menstrual.
I believe in love. I believe in strong bonds, and I don't need a piece of paper to tell me I love you.
Ooh, okay.
And I think a lot of women just want the piece of paper. Let me tell you why.
Ike Turner told me.
I put a survey on my thing, right? And because I seen a girl, I was on Pop the Balloon. I've been on it, right? And I seen a girl said she left her man of 6 years simply, not nothing he did, nothing, but simply because he didn't marry her. And nothing was wrong. And I'm thinking to myself, if you say you're going to college to get your dream job, right? That's the only reason you're going to college, to get your dream job. And then someone offers you your dream job, tell you they'll never fire you. You just got to go ahead and quit college. And you know how many women said they wouldn't quit college because they just want to have that degree, say they finished college. But you only going there for your dream job. And you offered your dream job and you will pass up your dream job just so you can get that piece of paper to say you got a degree. So they passing up the men that's probably for them, for a man that will marry them. And that's why marriages are not happening. And that's why a lot of men see so many divorces now, because the woman not marrying the man that's for them, they marry the man that will marry them. And then now it's not working because he ain't everything you want to be in, which makes you not even be everything he needs you to be. And then now so many of us men who ain't married seeing these divorces and seeing what these men got to go through, because he probably super into you, but you're not into him. And then you see what they go through, like when you watching the settlement and you see the men who, you know, because women really just typically don't want the good guy. They always say they don't want that guy that send them flowers every day, check on their well-being every day. It sounds good to say. It sounds real bad to say I don't want a man that send me flowers every day and check on my well-being. But when you get that man, it's just you want to, you know how women be like, I want to miss you, or I want that. It's just like
he's not toxic enough.
When Cameron Samuels used to say crazy stuff like, you know why that woman stay with that man that cheat? Because he challenged her. And that man that check on you every day, be with you every day, probably will work with you all day. It's like, it's nothing there to make you be like, it's just you really don't. It just sounds bad to say that's not what. So women say that. That's fairy tale.
So I got a question for you. If a man, if a woman and a man can be together.
Okay.
Shut your ass up. If a man, no, don't clap for that.
Oh, take a bow, brother.
Don't clap for that shit.
Get the fuck off me.
Get this way.
Get off me, woman.
I got a real question for you, Body.
Unsheath me.
Body, I got a real question.
Yeah, get the camera on my man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord, let the camera
Holla, yeah. My man said a mouthful right there. My young buck, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If that man and that woman, if that man is everything to that woman and that is her soulmate and all of that, what would be keeping him from marrying her? What is the big deal with getting married? Why is that such a, like, oh my God, like, I just don't want to do it. I don't want the piece of paper. I don't need the piece of paper. Like,
because I don't need the. So let me tell you, I said this, we had this conversation before. If I treat you like a wife, call you my wife, do everything of a husband, what do you need a piece of paper to tell you that you my wife?
Why don't call me your wife if I'm not?
Hold on. I have
let him.
Because you know 7 years getting mailed at the same address.
That's common law, right? But you're not finna call me your wife and I'm not your wife.
So even if the government could acknowledge you married, why you can't?
Because we're not.
Because you need a piece of paper for your approval.
Because I want the paper. Yes, I do. But I want your last name. I want my family to be one.
We can go do that without the paper.
But wait.
I'm not gonna change my name if you're not giving me no ring. I look like a goddamn fool doing all that shit, and I'm not gonna get married.
I can give you the ring, and you still gonna want the paper.
It ain't necessarily about the paper or the wedding. We ain't even got to do all of that. But it's just the ultimate sacrifice to be like, you know what? I love you so much. We already doing this.
You want me to say I love you so much that I sacrifice half of my life while you sacrifice nothing?
I got a question.
Have you ever been married?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
but that's why I'm
asking. No, he haven't been married either.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
I asked him the same question.
I'm going to ask a question because I've been married. So you said something about the piece of paper. Yeah, married, divorced. But listen, so because I hear a lot of people say this, I'm going to beat your ass after the show. I hear a lot of people say this about the piece of paper, but what people don't realize is that the piece of paper is a binding contract, right? And it sounds bad, but I'll say this. For example, if something happens and you go to the hospital only your actual family can know what's going on, and they will have say so. But your girlfriend of a long time who is not your wife will not be able to have unless you give her power of attorney.
And you get
right?
simple, right?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's unless. But most people don't think about that, and they want to be in a long relationship and say, "Well, I don't need the piece of paper," and don't understand that. And don't understand that when something happens because you didn't get that stuff in order, because we all neglect getting paperwork in order, like when people die and all of these things, right? Mm. We don't do that when it's time because we feel like we have the time. So what that marriage contract does is that it automatically binds you to say that this person, this is who you trust with your life, so that they can make a decision for you and not your family or family members that you don't even talk to.
Incapacitated.
I've also been married, and
would you rather? When you was growing up as a girl, did you see yourself just saying, you just always visioned the big wedding and being a wife, or would you rather have
a part? I know.
Would you rather have the man of your dreams or your dream wedding?
Well, I'll say this: I never had a dream wedding. Okay,
mm-hmm.
When I was married, we went to the courthouse because I loved that man, and so I didn't need all of the extra stuff, right? Because I loved him, so we became a union. But I also come from a home to where my parents are still married to this day, right? So my parents were married after like 6 months of knowing each other, and they're still married to this day. So I watched my father take care of the household and all of that. So I come from a real traditional.
I love them.
I can't stand this. But so I came from a household of what real union looks like. So I never grew up to say, "Oh, I want the wedding." I always wanted an actual union. Actual family, a home, right? Not necessarily the house. So I was a little bit different, but I get where you're coming from because I have women friends and I hear them speak like, I just want to be married. I just want this, I want that, but not really considering what that really looks like, right? Okay, because marriage today looks different for a lot of people, and when people get married, which is why it ends up in divorce, because people have unrealistic expectations.
Like when I got married, I had never been experienced in a household with marriage. I got raised by my grandmother since I was 1. There was never no men around, no married people. I grew up, where most people was raised by their mom or their grandma. You had a few people with dad, so I didn't know nothing about marriage. So when I got married, I even let her know. I said, "Look, I know what I'm doing. I never experienced this, so I'm learning as we go." We went to premarital counseling and all that. I think I married for the wrong reasons. Regardless, I tried it. It ain't work. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed. I'm proud that I like to think I put my best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? But it had nothing to do with just a piece of paper and all that. I just felt like I wanted a family. I wanted my kids to recognize that their parents were married or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I wanted them to experience something I never got to experience. Maybe that was the wrong reason. No, I shot my shot at
it. And for both of y'all, right? So we sitting here with 2 people who never been married and never been divorced. We sitting here with 2 people who've been married and both been divorced. So why would I take that gamble?
Because
I'm gonna say this.
Because life is a gamble. Everything's a risk.
She's
right?
Everything is a gamble.
She's right.
So let me ask you this:
I want to be married.
You can predict the future. You can have one man, you his one woman for the rest of your life, but y'all never get married, or you can have a 15-year marriage.
Marriage is not a deal breaker for me anymore. It used to be when I was younger.
You getting married to have that realization. That's what I'm saying.
It did.
And so then I ask you another question: how many kids you have?
2.
You got 2. Both of them was after marriage.
One was before and one was during marriage.
Okay. So I don't want to get too deep in that, but
no, that's fine.
So and your marriage is based off your religion, right?
No.
Oh, you.
My marriage was based off of what worked for us.
No, okay. What I'm saying is like when you even think about marriage.
Y'all got married in the Christian manner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think he's asking what manner you get married.
Yes,
so when you raised in that religion, it tell you to wait till marriage to have your kid, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
to have sex and all of that.
You didn't do any of that.
Of course
right.
not.
Yeah, so if you can ignore that one time, why you can't ignore marriage for the man that's treating you like everything you want? You can ignore that.
I am
which
ignoring
religion
that.
Is bigger than
presently.
Right. Okay. So you do agree a little bit. Marriage is not a big thing if you haven't what you.
Correct.
That's not true.
I'm getting married, and I ain't gonna be with no long time.
You watered it down. I'm gonna say this, like, okay,
I understand when he's saying high level. I do agree with it.
When you to that level of loving somebody, it doesn't matter. You'll go where they want to go. You'll go with them. Like do you understand the concept of marriage? No, listen. I'm asking you a question. Do you understand the concept of marriage? Most people don't understand.
I've never been married, so I can't.
I know, but it doesn't matter if you've never been married to understand the concept.
But I know the concept of.
Yeah, do you understand the concept of marriage? Because in every religion, the concept is almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the concept of marriage is when you marry somebody, you become a half to a whole. So you unite to become one single individual. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You unite to become one whole. So that's when they say if you run afoul at your spouse or your husband or whatever, you're running afoul at yourself and God, because that person is the other half. That will make them the better half, or she's the better half, or whatever. So you're just a half to a whole. Yeah, that's the concept of marriage.
Let me tell you why. So so you're raised, because like I said, I tell you, most of women is raised looking for the marriage so much, gonna have like a father in their life just pushing them. But I'm gonna go back. Let me just
That's
go to
not
this.
true.
Let me say this. You know why a lot of people go to college? When I ask them, like, because even me.
I mean, I went to college.
But you know why you went to college? Because you was raised to.
Yeah. That's not why I went.
Your parents never spoke
college. Most people
they never make you feel
like I was raised by my grandma.
And your grandma never made you feel like
I'm gonna tell you why. I can tell you easy too. I wanted to go to the military. The recruiter had me sold.
Right.
I had all these scholarships, all these letters and shit. My grandma was like, "You'll be the first one to go to college." And all. My grandma got on her knee. My grandma cried. They're going to get you. Yeah, and I agree with you.
When I talk to everybody that go to college, if you talk to them if you tell them to drop out, they never not saying I don't want to drop out because I just love school. They say I don't want to drop out because I want to do it for my parents.
I taught my kids
That's
otherwise. I said, look, you don't have to go to college. There's other ways to get a career and do what you got to do, because I learned from my own. I'm gonna tell you. Okay. Well, then I'm agreeing with you.
You see how she has a different outlook on marriage right now? If she raised her daughter right now, she's gonna say, do what makes you happy.
Well,
and that's what I'm doing now.
And not
how long was you married?
So,
you married for like 2 months?
7 years. And so I have an adult. I have an adult daughter right now who has her own children and her own boyfriend or whatever. Yes, I am. I'm a honey. Let's get that together. Yes,
you
they call me honey.
You ain't want nobody to know that.
But y'all get what I'm trying to say.
But yes, you are right. And so I did raise my daughters different. I did raise but I didn't raise my daughters to say, oh, you don't need a man. I made sure I didn't do that because I figured that is what's wrong in our community.
Is that why you?
Baby, I have.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not telling you. I'm asking
No.
you.
It's not. He tried. He did try.
No, I'm not trying anything. I'm asking. I'm saying because you didn't have a man.
No,
I couldn't keep a man.
I felt like
wasn't worthy of having a man.
I felt like I needed to teach my daughters that, because I felt like in our community we are raised to say, oh, you are independent. You don't need a man, because of how the structure came in a long time ago and divided our families. So when the government came in and did that, I felt like the black women took on that. And so we raised our daughters to say, you don't need a man. You can do this all by yourself. I'm teaching my daughters the opposite of, yes, you can do X, Y, Z, but you can also be independent and submissive. A lot of us don't get taught that. I wasn't taught that. Even though I came from a 2-parent household, I still had to learn that on my own.
And that's how I look at marriage. I feel like you're raised to go to college to feel like that'll complete your career field and complete your life going forward financially and making money and having stability to then go have kids. Because you're taught that once you go to college, you're going to get a good job and you're going to do that. And if you go look at the richest people in the world, it ain't never from having a college. And so once you know that, the reason why you would probably raise your kids to like do what they please and they don't need college is because you know that. That piece of paper didn't make you who you are today. Your hands, like I said, if you break your arm, you didn't say if I lose my degree, I won't be able to make no money. You say if I break my arm, I can't make no money. So that's the difference. So you're feeling like you won't have a successful relationship without marriage, and you can. That's what I'm telling you. If I told you right now you can have your one man for the rest of your life and you knew that and y'all would never leave versus
I would. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not picking them.
So you would take the 15-year divorce?
I'll take the 15-year in the divorce because
hell no.
I would. I would have said that.
Can I say that?
I would have.
I'm gonna let her pick that, but can I say something?
Because that was
I got married. I gotta disagree with the whole thing only because that's not how black people are raised. Like, we're not raised to get married and all that. Like, I wasn't even raised around married people. So for me,
you're trying to break the chain. So
yeah, but I got two daughters, and I don't do that.
That's too.
And
both
of their mothers are remarried. I don't agree with that.
Because I was raised.
But I feel you. That's
I was
where you coming from.
I was raised with my mom. My mom and my dad were married before I was born. And they got divorced when I was 6. And my dad, no, shut the fuck up. And my grandparents was also there, and they was married 65 years when my grandmother died. So I got to see the dynamic of both. And it was never pushed on me to get married. It was never pushed on me to not be married. It was never none of that shit. It was like I was just free to be me. And I've always been like that. I've always been just a free spirit, and whatever I wanted to do, my family supported me. Even going to college and all of that shit. But for me, I do want to be married, and I do want to be a wife. Both, however you want to word it. That is the life that I want. I want companionship. Not in the term of just being with somebody forever and it not going
and
anywhere.
And completing you.
It's like because it's levels to it.
Just 15 years.
That's the only place you can go.
It's shit. If I have the choice, yeah. If I can be.
So you'll pass up the man of your dreams. You heard me say. I said
if that man don't want to marry me, yes.
That's it. You just want to be married. You don't want the man of your dreams. You don't want to be in love. You just want to be married.
No, because there's no progression in it. We going from dating. I don't see no progression.
You're living like happy as hell.
There
you
is
know people that married and not happy.
I understand that, but
I need to know what you're
feeling. Give me a woman make me happy for the rest of my life with no marriage than a wife that I'm not happy with.
There is definitely progression in just being and having alignment.
I'm not
with one person.
I'm gonna tell you
because I'm doing it now.
Nicole, I lived with somebody, and I already said I'm not living with nobody else unless that is the. Because
I get that.
I was in a relationship and we lived together. The first man I lived with. And the thing was, he was one of them. I don't need a piece of paper to tell me. And I knew that I wanted,
that piece of paper.
Was a dream. It ain't got nothing to do with being a piece of paper. But it's a family unit. That's what I wanted. Especially at the age that I was. Because especially at the age that I was.
I get exactly
I wanted that.
I'm going to explain that to you basically with it's a small price to pay to please your better half, bro. I know it seems difficult to some people, but it's a small price to pay. Like, okay, if this is what she wants, I'm willing to do that. I love her like
it's
that.
It's a sacrifice.
No,
if you're not willing to sacrifice
if I wanted to be married and the woman of my dreams, y'all acting like I'm just talking about a regular person you fucking. I'm saying the woman that completes me.
I understand
without the paper. And we're going to live forever. And I'm telling her that same scenario. She's saying she will give up the men that make
I'm not saying
for a divorce.
But no,
I got
I'm
a
not
question
saying
for you.
I don't agree with that. I'm just saying, though, it's a small price to pay to marry. Like,
and that's what I'm trying to say. If
for me,
if
I
the
don't
woman that completes me don't believe in marriage, that's the only
but
thing.
I don't want to just be with somebody forever. And that's just what it is. I don't want that. I don't want that.
That's what I'm saying. You don't feel complete just saying you married.
I'm not abusive.
Marriage is forever.
I'm not abusive. But I like I said,
you ain't never been a man.
Marriage is supposed to be forever, but sometimes it don't end up that way, and you never know. You just never know, right? And even if you weren't married,
predict the future and say that you can have the rest.
All right, we kind of locked in on this. We're gonna move past this.
I got one quick question. So would a prenup help you resolve some of that issues with getting married?
It ain't even more so the rich.
You gotta have shit to get a prenup.
Yeah, you gotta.
You don't.
Whoa.
No, you don't.
Well, then you can't lose nothing.
No, you don't.
Because y'all can build stuff together.
No, you get what you have. If you came in with nothing, you leave with nothing.
But what I'm saying
y'all can build stuff together and they'll still give it to us.
Yes,
but I'm saying if you getting a prenup, if you come in with nothing,
you gotta really have. If you don't have, I gave up.
That's not correct information.
Even then, y'all can build stuff together. Say you married for 15 years and then you start having. The prenup is already covered.
I can have a prenup now with somebody and I don't have nothing. A prenup can cover whatever you want it to cover.
It's part truth to it, but more than likely a prenup covers, it protects what you already have going into the marriage. Anything you build in the marriage, more than likely is
you can make them. You can
a
make
prenup is a contract that says that though, because without that, the court decides that.
A prenup is what it is. A prenup.
It
doesn't matter. If you're not built like that, a prenup doesn't apply to you.
Right.
It doesn't matter. I gave up 90% of my shit.
You didn't have a prenup either.
I didn't need one. I got my daughter. That's all I wanted. I was cool.
Understood,
I can always
right?
catch. I can always.
But he's just saying you gotta really have some shit for a prenup to really
money back. The time with my kids is what I can't make back.
Understood.
I can't catch up. Money, I can't.
I understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
So that prenup didn't apply. I didn't care about
I understand.
I didn't care. But let's move on. That we done kicked that one out.
That was not, that's
okay, we got why does white culture
My unmarried
encourage marriage versus y'all ready? Ready? Okay.
Yeah.
It says why does white culture encourage marriage versus black culture? Anybody want to start with that? That wasn't mine. I think who's
well, that
anyway?
was
I'm not familiar on white culture.
Yeah, off of,
that was
the
a
original.
piggyback.
Are
off
we
of,
piggybacking then?
basically, it was saying like white people do
But that sounds so
groom
racist.
white.
Is that because
people,
you have white?
My mother's.
Yeah, that's
white people.
I mean, your dad is Nigerian.
I feel like
Well, I'm
marriage,
talking to half of you. White people like basically groom their children to get ready for marriage early. Like
Who told you that?
well, that's what we're saying. Like that was the consensus.
That is, yeah.
Women, white people groom their children to get married early.
Yeah.
And black people don't. Like they don't necessarily stress the importance of getting married and having a family and all that kind of stuff. So that's basically where the question. It was a piggyback off the last topic.
And I don't even think it's just white people. I just think it's other cultures, right? Because some other cultures still have
Arranged
Plans,
marriage.
man.
yeah, right.
and they with
You know what I'm
somebody
saying?
that they don't even
Shotgun
happy with, but they not
marriage.
gonna, and they never and they got the least. If you know they did the divorce rate by race, right? And the people who got the plan forced marriages got
they
the lowest
last.
divorce rate.
You know
Yeah,
why?
they last.
Because they say
Oh, the
you
shotgun
married
marriage.
to date. You married to date. And that's what people don't understand anymore. You married to date. And that's why. Because
And women
Black
can't get a
people
divorce.
Never do that.
that's true.
Let me tell you another thing.
Let
me tell you another thing about the mother culture.
No, I'd rather
I ain't gonna lie. I would be down for that. Like, cause I
You
like
took the
married at
15-year
first sight.
plan
I wanted
versus
to
the
know
other
you.
plan.
I'm saying.
You took the 15.
I'm saying. I would be like
Can I
I'll be
say
looking
something
at them
to you?
dating shows. I'll be down for that.
Married at first sight. I would have done that.
I would have did married
Me
at
too.
first
If I
sight. I
didn't
would
have
have
no
did
kids.
Love Is Blind too.
Yep.
Like when you go
Yes.
talk to
That's
somebody
just
on
because
the
you
other
want to
side
be
of the world.
involved. You want to be.
You just want to be married.
You just want to be.
That
And
ain't
that's okay.
no, but I believe in real
Love it.
genuine connections with people. No,
To where marriage is.
it ain't got nothing. First of all, just saying I just want to be married. That's not a real thing. Like I mean, it is a real thing, but that's not what I mean when I say that. It ain't like I just want to walk down. I don't even necessarily have to have a
You
wedding.
kind of just said
But
it.
I do want companionship. I do want to be with somebody. I want to build a life with somebody.
Males available.
You can't get.
What?
You
Yo,
can't-
if you see Mel,
Then you who I'm not gonna let hook me up with nobody.
Mel looked up, said, "Yo, what?"
You who I'm not gonna let hook me up with
How
nobody.
you know I know some good people?
I'm good.
I know a lot of people.
Listen, I've been married and divorced, and I've been out here dating, and
How long you been dating the guy you been dating?
we've been dating a year, and we had a little break, but we're working it out. But I'll say this,
Ooh.
right? But we are long distance, so that's the other thing. But we went to high school together. That's a whole
in
nother.
Canada
That's a whole
or
nother.
I see you,
No.
sweetheart.
But I'll
Went
say
back to
this
it.
because I've been married. It used to be a deal breaker before I was married. Before I was ever married,
Oh.
because of my personal experience, it's not a deal breaker for me anymore. To me, what matters is that we are aligned and that we are together and we form a union. To me, that's important. Because of my age too. I'm older, right?
How
So
old are you?
I'm 44. I don't,
You're not old.
I'm older. I
You're a
got.
young buck.
I mean, yeah, but I don't have to be married
You still like
because
her?
I've already shut your light skin ass up.
That's
Now,
racist.
the other thing is that I don't feel like, because I already did that, the marriage, the kids, the house. So most people that have already been, once they've already done all that, it's like, well, what am I getting married for? Because I
You're right.
already
But
had
I'm
all
gonna
that.
tell you,
Right?
I'm gonna tell you
You know
right
what I'm
now
saying?
with
'Cause
the
I did
way
all
my
that
life
shit
is
too.
going. Even it, like I'm not trusting no boyfriend with anything dealing with my business. Like we're gonna
Prenup.
be very. That's why I would prefer to really be with somebody and locked in and married with them because
That's not guaranteed though.
Unless he married you.
unless we go that far, yeah.
So all he gotta do is marry you, and he get all the keys to just ruin you.
I'm not saying that.
No, she could do a prenup.
I'm not saying that.
No, I ain't talking
But
about
what
prenup.
I'm
I'm talking about she
saying
said
is,
she don't
like,
even let nobody in unless
I'm
he
not
give
letting
her
them
marriage.
in
I
and
don't think you ever had a man
handle
come
my
along and
business.
just snatch your
So let me
soul
say
that
this.
really
Can I
have
say
you.
this?
I ain't being funny. I'm being honest.
I feel like this is so
Ain't
real.
none of your business at all.
Since we
Because I
basic-
feel like you trying to dumb
Since we-
down what I'm saying to I
No,
just
I'm
want a
not.
husband. I just want to be like
That's
you
how it
taking it out of
sounds.
context.
I don't
'cause
think that that's what they're saying.
I'm not.
I think because it's coming from when they're men, so it's from a different perspective. But what I think they're saying is that because what you're saying is that what you ultimately want, you can have with or without a piece of paper, right? At the end of the day, and your reasons that can happen with or without the marriage, right?
Yeah.
Because you can get married to somebody and they can
That is
you
true.
can be married for
but I'm not
15
letting
years.
nobody into those levels of my life if we're not married. If we are not binded, I'm not letting them into those aspects of my life because I'm not giving you all of that and we not married. I'm
but
just
see,
not.
those are the people you gotta stop because they touching them areas like, nigga, look, we gotta do this, or I can't keep doing this. Because they
exactly.
They gotta have,
and that's how you get. That's how you get this.
No, exactly, and we're gonna have those conversations.
If you tell a man, if a man really
wants
to fuck you, and you tell me he couldn't fuck you unless he marry you, he gonna marry you just so he can fuck you.
That's different. We all fuck without getting married. That ain't.
Yeah, we all.
No. I heard you.
If she wouldn't fuck a man
before marriage, I need to know what that dick like.
I need to say for an example.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be with that dick forever, I need to know what that dick
my mom might watch this shit.
Sorry, but that's the truth. I'm gonna fuck you before we get married.
So let me give you another
know.
perspective because I be talking about this a lot. So
this time I gotta love you. I'm sorry.
I think women will be a little more.
I want to know what kind of dick I'm signing.
I need a drink, y'all.
Women will be a little more
Go
scared.
get the bot, bro. I need that too, man.
So Chuck,
you
said a good thing you can always make money back, right? But you a man. You know one thing for us to be valuable to our woman is being a provider and a protector, right?
Yeah.
So you get in the gym, you get in the gun range, you get your money up, right? So if a woman divorced you and she gets to get, just say you don't want to do prenup, you want to really be in love, and she gets to get half of your value, right?
Yeah.
She now makes you less valuable to the next woman because you got to get your money back up to be able to take care of another household, right? Okay, boom. So imagine if this were, that's why women not straight, because guess what us men do? That's why I be mad at us men. We'll take a woman, no knock on nobody, but we'll take a woman with kids, we'll take a woman with divorces, and still treat her like, you get what I'm saying? They don't lose no value from it.
That's facts.
You know, and I even hear in rap songs where a girl brag about how good her coochie is by how many kids she got. But in other countries, you're that's not a brag. You know, Sexy Red said in the song that all the girls quote, "Oh, I know my pussy good. I got 3 baby daddies." But that third nigga gave that woman the option to have his kid there. And that's the one thing you said you value that your wife gave you, right? That's the one thing you value that your kids.
Without a doubt.
And then,
but I do come from a family where my aunt Betty has 10 kids. Her oldest daughter Sylvia has 9, and my older sister has 10 kids.
And how many baby daddies?
My sister's been married twice. She got 2 by a boyfriend earlier than the rest is by her 2 husbands. But I mean,
that's what I'm saying. If we as men
I'm not
held
judging
them to that,
I don't like to think about it because I used to think, ooh, shit, like who want to keep doing that? You know, I get it, but I'm gonna say this. No, for real, because that's you think
I get it.
Like who's gonna keep doing that? But somebody gonna keep doing it. Yeah, it must be good to somebody. But I'm just saying, like when it comes to a woman that I like, I've been married once, and I had what I had or whatever, and it was a lot of whatever or whatever you want to call it. I didn't get married according to that. I was like, this is the way I looked at it. And I can't say everybody looked at the way I looked at it. I looked at it as like, look, I come from where my guards is up. There's a lot of rules. You don't do this, you don't do that. So I had to train myself to take them walls down and allow, I was like, you got to allow yourself to be happy. So you got to risk it. I think we had this conversation before, like you can't win the game if you don't play it. So I had to convince myself to break all the rules that I was accustomed to going by to try to make this work. And so it messed my senses up because I had removed so much of what I was used to trying to make this work. I mean, I got burned, but in the end of the day, I was as much of the blame or whatever. I don't blame her. Right. Like, for one, I'm a grown man and I had decisions to make and I made decisions. So when it didn't work, I knew what I stood to gain and what I stood to lose. And when I lost, I didn't point my fingers. Was it hard? Did it hurt? Yeah.
But that's why the other cultures, marriages, divorce rates are lower because that woman knows that she can't just go run to divorce in any sign. They got to make it work because she knows at that point she might not get married again.
That's because we don't come from that culture, though. We come from a culture where we're always looking for happiness because we come from a background of fight and pain and shit like that. Insecurity. We're African Americans. Let's keep it real. We come from insecurity. We come from fight. We come from that kind of background. So we're not looking to have to deal with or accept something we don't want. So we always got that in our blood to fight. It's always fight, flight with us.
I'll say
it's
this.
Different. Our
marriage is a beautiful thing, right? Whether people believe in it or not, I will say it's
I will
a beautiful
say it can
thing.
be a beautiful
it can
thing.
be, right? And
it
can teach you a lot of things, right? Because what people think marriage is totally different from when you actually get in it, because you're dealing with somebody that you don't really know. I don't care how long you dated them. You're dealing with somebody that you don't really know, and you're making a conscious decision to say, I'm going to continue to love this person. That is the hardest thing in the world. It really is, to say, no matter of their flaws, no matter how much trauma, no matter how much something triggers somebody, you got to be there forever, right? And that's why people, one, don't get married today and don't stay married, because once those triggers start coming out, I'm out. I'm out because everything is supposed to be a happy ending or a happy story, and life isn't about a happy ending. Life is about the process, and I think people forget that. So it's just one of those things. I don't know. I think in our community, I just think that we're just different. We're just unique. Other cultures still have their culture. Our culture has been lost and dissected throughout years and generations. So I think that we're still trying to figure that out as a whole, as a community. I think we are. I think we're still trying to figure out what that means and what that looks like to us to have a union, right? Because other cultures, they're doing what works for them and what's always worked for them, but we're still trying to figure that out.
Do you feel like, because you have been married and you've been divorced and you have kids, do you feel like there's more? Let's go back a little bit to something you talked about, the dynamic where men was taken out of the household, back in the day, and a lot of women were, forced to take care of the family. Do you think that there's more of an emphasis on being a good father over being a good husband? Because I do feel like there is a narrative over men being pushed into being good fathers. We had so many fathers that left the house and, wasn't there for their kids. And it's like this big push for men to be good fathers. But I don't really see that push for men to be good husbands.
I think that's a good and valid point. My experience when I was married, I would say that I don't have anything bad to say about him. I think he was a great provider. I think he's a great father, but I don't think he was a great husband, right? But I can also say that about myself. I don't think I was a great wife, right? Because I came into the marriage thinking what a wife should look like and what a wife should do. And I really didn't know what a wife really was until after I got divorced, right? Because being a wife means creating a safe space for that man and taking him into consideration. I think a lot of times we as women, when we get into marriages, we do make it about us. Everything is about us, from the marriage, the wedding,
no doubt,
the home, like
100.
Everything becomes about
Facts.
us. So I think that there was some learning things that I wasn't taught, even though I was raised in the two parent. I just wasn't taught that. I had to learn that on my own about cultivating relationships. I don't think we do good as a community today or in a long time of cultivating relationships. And I mean that from intimate, from friendships and everything. I think there's some refinement, there's some building that we can do there.
I can say this. I think I was always a good father. The husband part was tricky. I ain't gonna lie.
It is tricky.
Because women are too.
Those roles, husband and wife roles, are very tricky.
No, women are different than men. Men are more black and white than women are. Women are more abstract, more complicated. Like I've been, like my ex-wife, I remember I took her to, I said, like, I got an idea. So I took her to the place and she was like, well, what you gonna do? I'm gonna turn it into an after hour. She was like, yeah, do it. So the grand opening, she had all her friends come up from DC and everything. They helped with the grand opening and everything. Man, 4 or 5 months later, I remember coming down and the VIP door, somebody sounded like they was trying to break in. And they was like, man, it's your wife, your people. I was like, let her in. I'm in there breaking down drawers and got the cleanup crew going on. We measuring liquor. She's like, you need to be home with your wife. You should be here. I'm looking at her. We already discussed this. What's wrong with you? Like, this is business. This is what we doing. You okayed on this. You signed up on it. Now it's a problem. And I went through that with multiple women throughout my life where they say one thing and then they walk it back another. Like, women are fucking confused. It is what it is.
To your question, I think a lot of that.
You're supposed to be at home with your wife?
But
yeah, like she was telling me I'm supposed to be going with her and that at my job. Like, I bought this, like, I own this business. This is my business.
She said she used the word wife, right?
Huh?
She said wife, right?
Yeah, this was my wife. I was married to her. And she was pregnant at the time. But I'm just saying, she was, when I took her to see the building and just the kind of shit I went through. And I went through that with multiple women.
I just feel like that title brings entitlement. But
well, I mean, even without that, I just feel like they're they're confused. It's easy to confuse a man. Women don't understand. Men think in different dimensions than when women are all over the place with the way they think. They can feel this way right now and an hour later feel completely different. Men don't do that. They usually focus on the journey right in front of them. You know what I'm saying?
Your emotions change.
Yeah. Women, that emotional thing will change a lot of stuff. Because I remember I was young in my early 20s, so I'm looking at her like, yo, I'm not thinking I hate her or nothing like that, but I'm like, yo, I'm thinking, okay, it's the hormones or something, right? Like she's pregnant and she's tripping, right? Now, so now listen. So I'm charging it to the game, but later on down the line, I remember dealing with other situations, just barbershop. I remember dealing with a chick and she found this address for me, and she was like, "Well, I got something to show you." We came, I met her. Okay. Then one day I remember telling her, like, "Well, you spend all your time at the barbershop. You ain't never here with us." I think I'm supposed to do. Like, I put all my time and my money into this shop. I got to make my money back. You know what I'm saying?
I think
you knew all this, and now you complaining about it. That's not.
And then when you start giving her the time and not making the same money, then that's gonna become a problem.
Exactly. Because they want it all. They want the time and the money and the emotion. And it's like, what did we say last week? 2 weeks ago. Sacrifice. Remember I was telling you?
Mm-hmm.
You don't gain anything without giving something up. It's always a sacrifice. But women don't understand. It's a fine line with them because they want it all and then some. They don't understand. You have to.
This goes back to you saying that women don't know what they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it ain't that. They know, but they don't know how to get it. That's the difference between a white woman and an African American woman.
There's a finesse that
it is a finesse. Man, you had this conversation before.
There's a
and
finesse.
African American women lost that finesse.
Yes, but
I was raised by my grandma. I watched that finesse.
To your question, I think that the emphasis is put on being a provider and being a father because most men that you meet either had issues or didn't know their father or whatever, so they want to be the better father or all they know is, and they were taught and raised how to be a provider, but nobody teaches them and raises them to say this is how you be a husband, because that's a different hat that you
I can
wear.
agree with that
because
I had to learn on the fly.
I get annoyed with that too when people come and ask me, "Oh, why you ain't had no kids yet? What you waiting on? Bitch, do I look married?"
Oh, you was waiting on me.
Shut your ass up. But
y'all have cute kids,
right? They would be lying.
They're gonna be old as hell.
I might be like, I need DNA. I need DNA. I don't know about you. You've been around the block. I don't know. I be calling my people like, no, we don't really know yet.
Them babies gonna be grumpy. They gonna peel like.
She said the baby gonna look old.
Them kids gonna have big ass balls. Like, you know what, Mom? I ain't got. Fuck you, matter of fact, man. Fuck that. Give me my dad.
Anyway,
fuck out my life.
We're not talking about that. But I do feel like there is more of an emphasis. And I feel like that on men and women because I get that a lot. Like everybody, you always worried about why I'm not pregnant yet. But then you look over the fact like I'm not married and you're not trying to be like, oh, well, you ain't found a good man, you ain't found a husband. That always come afterwards when I be like.
That's because you don't act right.
Who said I don't act right?
No, I know you don't act right.
Yes, I do.
Girl,
No, you not gonna do shit. But I definitely do act right. But I mean, honestly, like I'm single because I really am single by choice. I'm just the people that's out there. Like, no, it's a lot of opportunities. It's a lot of stuff, especially now. I think it's gonna be even harder for me, which I'm already noticing.
It's not gonna be harder. It's gonna get easier. You know what's gonna get harder because you're gonna get people coming in abundance to where you're gonna make a bad decision.
That's what I don't want.
Well, it's a lot of people with a lot of shit.
I feel like a lot of opportunities. But that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like even now, people see what I'm doing. They you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like scheming and scamming.
Like a dude asked me. He asked me on a date, right? But then he went into, I can help you write some jokes.
Yeah, he trying to be a part of the.
If you trying to ask me on a date, don't bring up write no jokes for me. Because then, like, why are you really talking to me? Are you trying to get on? You trying to be like, no, that's not what I want. Right. Or
you trying to help you with JoJo?
Yeah, but that's not but that ain't got nothing to do with the romance.
And I don't want
the romance. Be like, well, baby, you wear drawers or not?
I swear I don't want their help.
Do you wear drawers or not?
Facts. something.
Just a natural.
It'll be something like that.
Even promoters.
Like no. Like how deep is your throat?
Even promoters, I've had to turn down working with people because you trying to book me for a show and then you trying to hit on me. I'm gonna turn you down because one thing I travel.
You know why? It's because of the
industry
people in front of you.
Shut up.
It is. You think Monique ain't getting pimped by that weird?
No,
nigga?
I understand it. I understand it, but I let them know that that's not gonna work with me, and I have a job to go to, so I don't need the money that bad. I'm just gonna politely turn you down because I travel a lot and I travel by myself. A lot of times I'm going to these cities by myself, and what I'm not finna do is set myself up to be dealing with this promoter, and then you slick flirting with me, and then I get to this city and your motherfucking ass sexually assault me. Like I'm not.
Damn, how you took it somewhere I wasn't even thinking.
I'm just being real.
I'm thinking business and pleasure don't mix. You took it to rape.
But that's what they trying to do. That's exactly what they trying to do. And like you trying to book me a hotel. You got a key to my room. And no, I've heard all kind of stories. Like no. I've already heard the stories out there and what happened. So like,
we gotta do a little bit of shuffling, move around. We got a little bit of time. We got Kanye West called Jay-Z's kids retards. Holla, where we at with it? Who gonna start on this?
He need to worry about his own retarded ass kids.
Damn,
you think his kids retarded?
Is his kids retarded?
I don't know, but don't talk about Beyonce kids. I fuck with Beyonce and Jay-Z more than I fuck with him and Kim.
Oh, okay. Who else got something to say?
I'm an Eve fan, so I'm not.
You an Eve fan?
B.
Oh, B.
You mean Beehive?
Yee.
Oh,
no,
Beyonce.
Yee.
Oh, Yee.
Oh,
yay.
Yay.
I call it Yee. I call it Yee.
You fucking up.
Yeah,
that's the Oakland accent right there. Yeah, that Oakland shit. I don't Yee.
West, Kanye, whatever y'all want to call him. But I'm a fan. But I do think he went on the deep end with his rants recently.
He always going off the deep end with his retarded ass.
But see, this is the thing. Sometimes with his rants, he do be speaking real shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it's to me, it's just like when people.
But in this case, was he speaking real shit?
I ain't gonna. I'm not.
That nigga got postpartum.
I'm not gonna.
So that's the excuse. We're going to Jess with the Mess.
It's a handicap. It's a handicap.
This nigga is West.
It's a handicap.
This nigga is West with the Mess.
West with the mess.
Literally.
That nigga is handicapped.
Come on, man. Give it up. Man, get out the phone. What you talking about? What we doing? We need help.
I can't even speak on him. I can't.
What you got to say,
I can't defend him. That's all. I can't defend him.
Okay, we on his body. What's up, man?
I mean, going at somebody's kids is always wrong.
It is.
He apologized out here. So.
Oh no, you can't defend it or gave the reason why Charleston White,
especially when it comes to Jay-Z.
You gave reasons why Charleston White denigrated a dead child.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say it was right. I never said
I know
right.
you didn't. I said you gave a reason.
Oh yeah, what provoked
Okay,
it?
so I'm listening to your reason behind this.
Yeah,
because this was way less.
Yeah, don't never need a reason. Now, if Jay-Z or Beyonce came in, I would have said the same thing. He didn't care how he responded, and he knew that it hurt. That's a sensitive spot for them. He just wanted to attack.
Do you think did he do it just for attention?
Yep.
No, I think no.
Or is he really
also in those?
Is he really tough?
No.
Also, nah.
Nigga ain't
he got postpartum. He got autism. He retarded.
Also,
he might have a little Down syndrome.
In that flurry of tweets, he also admitted that he ain't been the same since he lost his mama. So it might just be how
everybody do say that.
No, he said it out his own mouth. He said, "I haven't been the same since I lost my mama." He know that. He said he ain't even recognize himself. So some of that just might be a moment
let's give him a pass.
Just,
he grieving.
No, I'm not. I still said this. I ain't say it was right.
No, I'm gonna believe
you said where the reason come from.
No, that's why I'm giving you that.
Yeah. So I'm saying
I want the same thing you gave me
I think
week.
Again, going at somebody's kids is never right. But then that's his reason. I think that's how he handling his grief, his depression. He coming at other people's families. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce kids got Jay-Z and Beyonce. He don't got his mama. So he probably just attacked the kids. Like we won't know where it came from, but
that ain't right. He got his own fucking kids.
That's why it ain't right.
Worry about your retarded ass kids.
I agree. I'm sorry. It's low. It's low.
Because them people was minding their business, and you just decided to call.
And that's when
everybody know.
But this beef,
everybody know we haven't seen Beyonce.
They gonna get more attention out of it than anybody.
But
Kanye
and Jay-Z beef is that has been a long time thing. Like Kanye has had it out.
I don't think it's no real beef.
It's not beef.
I mean, there's some animosity there, but I don't think Jay is He can't rival Jay. It's just not gonna happen.
I mean, they both billionaires. That's a beef that we would never know.
Well, but
that beef
even
started.
If Jay had less money,
I mean,
Jay
he did
is
a
always
song
the more
called Big
stable
Brother
guy
talking about
than
Jay-Z
But that-
and how he felt about him. He got a whole song talking about
But
it.
that beef came about when Kanye was really like coming out of his producer era and trying to become
into an artist era,
and that's
he
where.
got a song.
Hold on,
called
what
Big
song you
Brother,
talking
and
about?
He's talking about that.
No, I'm just saying the beef. I don't even know if beef
'Cause
is
he
the
was
right
three
word.
They did a whole
albums in.
album together.
Yeah, he
They
was 3
did.
albums in
They
before he
did.
broke
But
up with
that doesn't-
Rockefeller.
but
He did
Kanye
Big
still-
Brother before they did that album together, and he talked about their situation in Big Brother.
Yeah, where
If you ever
they
heard it.
taking music that he wrote and put it for Jay-Z, right?
I
seen
it
it in
was a whole
documentary.
bunch of other stuff.
Yes,
but
He
they
never
did.
wrote
He
for
talked
Jay-Z.
about
He
it.
didn't write for him.
But they did. They talked about it in the
what's called it?
documentary.
Yeah, he on some of the
Right
track. He
for
produced
him.
then produced.
He
He
produced.
They
produced
talked
it
about
like
it
a
in the
But with
documentary.
Jay
They
producing,
always
no,
had
but with Ye
something going
producing,
on.
your
Just like
hook
brothers.
and all that come
No,
from Ye.
Jay. I mean, but Ye been producing for him for many moons.
And but
Yeah.
with Ye
Yes.
producing,
But not right though.
Ye,
not right.
but Ye, but it's in some form it was because in Ye producing, he ain't just making you a beat.
Mhm.
He giving you a hook. He telling you what to say. He telling
Well,
you
that's
how to
different.
say it.
Writing a hook and writing.
Let me tell you what writing music is. You in the studio right now, and I'll be
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey, bro, you said downstairs, you say upstairs. I just helped you write."
I feel you, but people take
You
it
get
to
credit.
I can get
another
writer
level.
credit.
Do you understand what I'm
Facts.
saying? It's different than taking it to another level. Like as far as writing lyrics for somebody, you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, yeah, I feel like Ye.
like
probably put some
Kanye
hooks.
can never write for Jay. It don't sound the same. It'll never-
Crazy. He definitely
No, I
done
don't
some of them
even know.
hooks.
I'm
Some of
not
them
right.
hooks. Some of them hooks. I guarantee you, Ye got it.
We ain't
I
talking
bet you
about
some of them
hooks.
hooks.
I'm talking about actual.
That's writing. That's part of the song.
But did you
But
hear
he's
what
talking about actual
I
verses.
said? Actual lyrics. You missed what I said. I said writing lyrics, not hooks.
Oh, you crazy? You think Ye
That's
ain't got no
different.
lyrics?
Not for Jay-Z, don't. You're not gonna mistake a Kanye West lyric for a
He
Jay-Z
said it in
lyric.
this documentary.
But they always had like this little underlying
Nah.
animosity towards
Jay-Z
each
never
other.
had nobody write for him. That's cap.
We don't even know if that's true.
That's cap.
Never.
Listen to everybody who
Wait,
ever
wait. Never.
never listen to.
I'll show you.
I
I'm gonna look it up.
Listen,
agree with
They
that.
got to put the writers down.
Well, if you
Apple
don't want to
Music put
listen,
all
it's
the writers
fine. But
down.
if you listen to anybody who's ever did a song with Jay-Z, they'll all tell you the same thing.
Maybe when he featured, yeah.
No, it doesn't matter when he's featured. When they're featured or whatever, Jay-Z, they'll tell you the same thing. That goes from Bun B. That goes from everybody who's a
You got Apple
major,
Music on your phone?
any rapper you ever want to
my
think
phone on the
of.
charger.
You can't write for some.
I'ma show
That's
him.
like when what's name try to say he wrote for Nas. You can't write for certain rappers. It's a dead giveaway because it'll never sound the same.
Yeah, after
Like
30
I can't write for DMX. Nobody can write for DMX. It's DMX.
the way you're
It's
taking
the
what writing
delivering
means,
and
the
the
way you're-
cadence that you're talking about. I think.
But it's the way you're taking it, is what I'm saying. I don't care about a hook. I don't care about a word or two. I'm talking about actual bars. That's not the same.
yeah, but when you talking about the whole body of art, it's like right now, if I draw a painting and all you did was
I
put the
get what
sun
you're
on that
saying.
mud,
I get what you're saying.
you helped that picture come to life.
Yeah, and I follow what you're saying. That's not writing for someone. That's like when 50 Cent and LL had a little thing because 50 Cent wrote a hook for LL. And then he said he wrote something for LL. He wrote the hook. That's it.
And that's part of the song.
It doesn't matter.
It's
He
actually a big part.
He
of the
didn't
song.
write the lyrics.
The hook got lyrics.
Listen.
You know that, right? I guess
Songs
the hook was
Can I-
that
can I explain
Kanye
something?
wrote
Look.
for others. Some people hate.
I don't care what
by
you
Jay
pulled
Z.
up.
I'm
Okay,
just
yeah.
saying.
All right,
That
that's
was the
fine
fir-
too. But we talking about 50 Cent and what you call it right now. What I'm saying is right now, actual lyrics of somebody in a hook is two different things. Writing bars for somebody, two different things. It's not the same, bro.
Well, you get the same credit, so I don't
It
know.
doesn't matter. It's not the same though.
But
Okay,
you get the same
you-
credit
okay,
though.
have you ever
right?
did
I don't
music?
give a fuck.
Have you ever did
It's
music?
not the same.
Hey, you ever did music?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I didn't actually do music. I managed and did my thing in music.
have you ever seen an
I was-
artist trying to make a hook?
Oh yeah, all day.
You think that's the easiest part of the song?
That's not the point.
So
No,
you discrediting
no,
somebody
I'm
writing
not
a hook.
discrediting the hook.
You said it's not the same thing.
You let me tell you, or you could just make up your mind.
I think I
What
am
I'm
listening.
saying, making a hook is one thing. Actually, writing somebody's bar is two bars. Is two different things.
And that's why I'm trying to ask you, how's that
Why
separate
is it
when
different?
the-
Yeah.
It's
when they
separate
hook?
because anybody can write a hook. It's to come up with a.
But when you get the
That's
same
why Jadakiss is
credit,
not recognized. 'cause
when
he
you get
can't
the
make a
same
song.
credit
Bro,
though,
but
and you
listen,
get paid
you're
for, I'm
not-
asking.
You're not hearing me in everything I'm saying. What I'm saying,
If I tell you sing your favorite song
You see
right
what
now,
I'm
you're gonna
saying?
sing the hook.
they ain't gonna let me. They ain't gonna let me
just
win
trying
this.
to- I don't
There's
know
no
if
winning
it's
this
because
because
I
they're
feel like
not
you
gonna
get
let you
credit.
win.
It's the
So
same
we're gonna
thing,
move
right?
to the
Okay.
next. Look, we're gonna move to something
I'm
else.
just saying. If you
Okay,
get a
so we
credit-
got Lance Stevenson versus Mike Beasley. And this is really me and you because they don't know who neither one of them
Neither one
is.
of them is.
So this is quick, real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, this is the last one. Let's go.
It ain't the last one.
Oh God.
It ain't the last one.
Wrap it up, beat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you run it. No, we got this to run and one more. And you know you from the West Coast, so you always trying to denigrate East Coast. I ain't gonna let you do that.
Are you serious?
I'm not, because it's facts. I mean, lyrically, the West ain't got nothing for the East. It is. The East is the best in lyrics.
We're gonna say that for another show, but
It's
okay.
not.
I wouldn't argue that.
I wouldn't argue that either.
No,
But we talking about
And I'm
Lance
from the
Stevens.
South.
We gotta do this quick. Lance Stevenson. Oh, there's people in the South that can rival the East.
Yeah, but I'm saying that East
J.
and West, I
Cole
wouldn't
and all
argue
them. Yeah, but come on, where we going?
that.
Mike Beasley, who you going with?
So as of lately, just saying post NBA career, I gotta go with Mike. He in the gym a lot, and he just been showing a lot. And when you just hear how people talk with playing against him, and when you see him play, he's still reinventing new moves and stuff. You still can do that with how much the game evolved. And he came at a time where the game is at now. He didn't play in that era, but he still based his game where he could play in that era. I'm gonna have to give him 1-on-1. I'm gonna have to give it to him. And his defense, he was always known for defense. Something Lance wasn't like a specialist at.
I think Mike had some psychological problems, but if he didn't, but you know, Lance really had a better career, but Mike Beasley was a better talent.
Yeah.
But he had some psychological problems. But I would absolutely go with Mike Beasley, and then he might beat you up or might even kill you or something. Mike was a little throw, but the talent level was next level.
And I like they putting their own
better
money
than
up.
Lance.
And I just feel like Mike gonna need that 100,000 more than Lance. So I think that grit gonna come.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that too. I think we agree on this. There ain't no.
I agree too.
I know you don't know where we coming from.
Yeah.
Well, look, okay, we gonna let that go.
Next.
But I don't know, because we gonna go with the top 5 party cities in everybody's opinion. Who wanna go first?
Top 5 party cities?
In your opinion, that you've been to, that you think is the top 5 party cities. Come on, get
in the world.
DC?
You think DC?
That's one.
Wait. In the world?
No. That you, whatever your
in the
opinion
States
is.
or the world? Because
I mean,
if
whatever
it's in the world,
it
I'm
can be
gonna say
the world,
London.
the state, whatever you want to.
What part of London?
Pick what you want to pick.
Southeast.
Southeast London. That's you had the most fun party in
Yes.
London.
Okay, so that's your number 1.
Yes.
And then DC.
You got to pick 5.
Then, okay, London, Southeast London, DC, New York. I just got a top 3, honestly.
You got 2 more to go.
I don't like nowhere.
You from Oakland? You live in Dallas?
Dallas
ain't.
But
yeah.
I'm just
Not
saying,
too much. But I agree.
Dallas ain't fun.
I agree. But we didn't have to let everybody know that. Just don't
You
mention
can
Dallas.
pick 2 more.
But we're saying
Dallas
party
ain't fun.
cities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to party.
So you
Yeah,
only
that's
been
what I'm
in,
saying.
you've been to 3 party cities in your life.
Miami. Miami's a party
Yeah,
city.
I'm about to
I
say,
don't like-
wow, man.
you know,
He's like top.
But I don't like it. That's the thing.
But
I don't like
okay,
Miami,
okay.
but Miami's part of that.
Okay.
And I guess Toronto.
Damn, you been around the world.
No, I ain't gonna lie to. Hey, well, go ahead. Somebody else. You wanna go?
No,
Who
I
wanna go
heard about
next?
Toronto.
Toronto go down.
She
but-
traveled more than anybody in here.
Toronto, the radio. Facts.
I've had a lot of fun in Houston.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Houston.
Houston's
Nah, you forgot.
Houston definitely more fun than Dallas.
Facts.
You didn't even have to
Still
mention
wouldn't be in
us.
my
I'm
top
just
5.
saying, just putting it out there. I
Shout
ain't
out to
from
Dallas.
Texas,
We gonna get
so-
mentioned always.
But-
Grand Prairie.
Hell
Come
no,
on now.
nothing out here. Definitely Belize. I had a lot of fun in Belize. I
So I
had a
need to
lot
go
of fun
there.
in Dominican
London.
Republic. Anywhere I've been in Mexico was fun.
Mm.
And
You got 2 more.
not as
Got one more.
I got one more. Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah, I had a lot of fun in
Vegas.
Vegas.
Now I like you now.
I
Okay.
don't like Vegas.
That because Vegas
I like
more like
Vegas, though.
whitewash.
It is.
But
Like,
when I
if
be
you really
on-
just having some good
Yeah,
time, you can have a good
But
time.
I mean, if you travel outside of the country, it's gonna be like that too.
You
Yeah,
know I'm
all
a
right,
cheat,
all right,
so
that's a great way.
I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
go
if
now.
travel
I'm
outside
gonna get the
country, it's
last
gonna be whitewash, because they're gonna be
one.
playing house music. It ain't gonna be
Everybody,
like
because that's what goes around the world.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it. But nah, the crazy thing is like the Dominican Republic and stuff, they'll throw hip hop in there like a mug.
they will, but it's
I heard
still
my most
gonna be
Cardi B
you gonna
there.
be doing this to a lot of shit you don't even know what it is because there's just it's
So
gonna be a lot of it.
for me, I've been on this newfound style to me. I just got inducted to the Passport Bros. You know?
Okay.
You got your passport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't just get it. I just
Okay.
got into Passport Bros, meaning like where you actually traveling and trying
Yeah.
to see fun in
Okay.
different cultures,
Alright,
like
okay.
and women and stuff. So
Okay, I got you.
Oh shit!
yeah,
I didn't say Jamaica. Jamaica was
yeah. That's
Oh,
my
yeah,
next on my
Jamaica
list. That's
is
for my
fun,
birthday
yeah.
this year. I ain't never been.
What's
So everywhere I've
Ben,
been,
you gonna like it. Well, you
I
might,
hope so.
you might
I
not.
hope
You
so.
do.
will.
You
so
might
for
not.
me, my list gonna be a little bit different, but not too much different. definitely. I've been to New York a few times, and that's like a city that really.
He
don't
saw
sleep.
the whole city of New York in 15 minutes on the train.
Get
Yeah.
out of here.
No bullshit.
He said no bullshit.
No
Hey, I
bullshit.
told her, I said, no, bro, you making
No
some
bullshit.
mistakes.
I got a witness.
Hey, you making some terrible mistakes.
I went from that airport, got on that train. We was in through Bronx. All the cities you hear about in New York, I passed all of them.
All the
Nah,
boroughs.
you
All the
can't.
boroughs.
Now in 15 minutes.
I went from Long
Cause why
Island
you
It's
can't-
like an hour,
No,
2
you
hours
can't.
to go through the whole New
So
York.
what you got? You got
on
it.
that train.
No, what you got? You got to get a goddamn. What you got to get there? What is it?
Ferry.
Yeah, you got to get a ferry to get there. You can't even
Yeah.
get there on the train. So I know you full of shit.
Well,
You
all
can't
the
get
major
there.
cities that you
Yeah,
only
the
hear
boroughs.
about.
Nah, it ain't cities. It's boroughs.
Boroughs.
We had this discussion, but I apologize.
All the way to Manhattan from there.
Yeah. Well, it was all. He went to
And I
Manhattan.
passed like 8.
Look, he went to
cities out
Manhattan
here
in the
from New York.
Bronx and read Harlem. What is it?
New York is the
Mount
smallest, biggest
Vernon.
city I ever
Yeah,
been to.
he
Yeah.
mistook shit
Yeah,
for
yeah.
shit
New
that
York is
wasn't
the
right.
smallest, biggest city I ever
Nah,
been
New
to.
York is
Facts,
far from
facts.
small. It ain't
Yeah.
small at all. New York ain't small.
It is.
New York
compared to
City.
Dallas and
New York City
City's
ain't small.
small.
As far
No,
as
it's
mass,
Landmass it
Yeah.
is.
No, it's not.
Compared to what? It's not.
to Dallas
Compared-
and Houston,
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like compared to what it's not.
easy.
I'm
That's
not gonna
easy.
argue. I get you what? What's the largest?
L.A.
What's the largest landmass as far as landmass city in the lower 48? You're never gonna guess it.
What's the lower 48?
Not counting Alaska and Hawaii.
Oh, okay. I probably won't be able to get. 'Cause I ain't never probably been there.
What's the answer?
But I know it ain't in New York.
Answer the question.
A non-New York city.
I like that. It ain't close to Texas.
It probably ain't for real. It probably ain't.
It's Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
Oh,
Jacksonville. Oh,
It's
yeah.
Jacksonville,
Jacksonville
Florida.
is the
And I've been out
largest
there. Ugh.
I went to school, and you're right. I went to Jacksonville. I went to school in Jacksonville, but it was
Not a
was
party
decent.
city.
They just don't have
I mean,
an
they do
economy.
party.
Yeah, they don't have.
But
Jacksonville.
land wise, they have more mass than
I
everybody.
knew it was gonna be a country city. I would have said Jackson to be honest. Okay, so like Mississippi, but
Mississippi's part of your top 5.
no. I'm
Let
talking
this
about-
nigga
it's
be
not
free.
your question.
Let's let this
Oh,
nigga
let
be
me
free.
let me say this too. Honorable mention, New Orleans, because anytime I've ever been in New Orleans, baby, I'm
You had
gonna
a good
party.
time.
I'm gonna party then. I'm from
That's all
Louisiana.
you can do.
But that's a party
Is eat
city,
and
like
get drunk. That's you can't do
party
nothing
city.
else.
You,
can't-
but I have
you
a,
can't do
I
nothing
have
but
a,
turn tricks. And,
I have a time
Just
every
got
time
sick.
I go.
So let me say,
Sell
y'all done
that
say a
butt.
city that I gotta give it to, especially when you talking about for the black culture. Me and I like to be around black culture. Atlanta party. It's like you can go anywhere and it's a party. I'm
That's
talking
a
about even
fact.
a restaurant. It's
Yeah.
a party.
So
That-
they put
is a
that
fact.
man meat on the. Oh, okay.
I'm
Oh.
hollering.
Nah, but besides what he talking about,
Pause.
like I'm talking about from nightclubs
You right.
to
You
day
right.
parties
Bro,
and
I've
to
been-
strip clubs.
I've been going to
I've had
Atlanta
fun
since the
in Atlanta.
'90s.
Yeah,
Atlanta
you
been
can
to
really
I've
have
had
fun.
fun in Atlanta.
Even like eating at a restaurant, it can turn to a party.
Facts.
And then so
And you fat? No, it's beyond that.
yeah,
Like I remember going to the
Wild
Super
out
Bowl
there.
Atlanta because Atlanta's always going to be in my top list. We went to the Super Bowl Atlanta. I mean, Peachtree was so crowded. We talking about middle of winter time.
yeah.
Everybody just said, fuck it, put it in park, pop the trunks, broke out drinks. People dancing on top of the cars in the street, bro. We
Yeah,
party
I'm
in the
talking
middle
about
of the street.
Atlanta,
bro.
one of them
I've
cities,
never
like-
seen nothing like that.
Yeah,
It-
Atlanta.
you could
Atlanta
go
party,
anywhere,
but
like-
this was in the '90s too.
You know, like when you go to
so-
Dallas, when you talk about that, you gotta go where everybody going. In
Dallas is
Atlanta, you could
definitely
just
not a
probably go
party city.
anywhere that's
Anywhere.
opening to party and it's gonna be a good
Fact.
time.
Yeah,
Fact.
anywhere. They'll make it wherever. It could be in a liquor store parking
Yeah,
lot,
it'd be a
Yeah.
party.
and it's gonna go down.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's
say
a party
Atlanta in
city.
my top 5.
It
Even though
gotta
I
be.
just
It
can't
gotta
live there
be.
for some reason.
Facts. Thank
just-
you.
I-
Yeah, that's
I
why I
tried to
said I
litter 3
cannot
times,
litter.
and I've been through it.
No.
It's different when a 7-foot dude come up on you with a wedding dress on. It's,
I'm gonna say
awkward.
I'm
At
gonna say
the Lennox,
Miami.
Your
You
experience.
be like, oh, no, hey, say,
Miami,
it's
okay.
I'm
real.
gonna say Miami just because it's a different vibe of party.
It is. It
It's
is.
a different
It
vibe.
is.
Miami is live.
Yeah, Miami. This go from a long time ago. I went to Houston, but Houston was good. And what I liked
Yeah.
about Houston is like it's packed like somebody there and nobody there, and they ain't overcharging you. It's $20.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't know if it changed, but from what I remember,
has
Definitely
and
changed.
that
It
made
has
me-
It's-
changed.
Yes, it changed. It
And that made me
It's
definitely
like
changed.
that. Yeah. It's
but
changed.
no,
It's
Dallas is
changed.
already taxing. One thing about Houston is like they really go and they popping their bottles. So I'm gonna say Houston, Atlanta, Miami, and then I'm gonna say I might have to go Medellin, Colombia, just because.
Oh,
Damn,
yes.
he went to the king of the cocaine.
You.
Yeah.
Oh, he was the
Damn,
real
he went
passport,
to-
bro.
Yeah. And it's because you go to this one spot and they got
Medellin.
all these places, and then
Yeah.
it's like, but it's a party like during the week and everything.
Damn, he went
It
to
is.
Griselda and
Yeah.
shit.
But the thing I do like about international partying versus in the States partying, it's not as much pressure. Like in the States, you know, you gotta pop bottles, you gotta buy sections,
ain't
you
gotta
gotta
do
dress
all that
up,
everywhere
you gotta
else.
do all this stuff. Like when you party outside of the country, it's different. You can go comfortable.
Yep.
You ain't got to do all the extra shit. You ain't got to spend all the extra money. You can really spend a little bit of money and have a whole bunch of fun. Like you can get drunk. Like it be
you
cool.
can pass out in Mexico on the patio and wake up and hope nobody ran up in.
I still got a lot more places to go.
You can have so much fun internationally, man. I love international travel.
I left my fifth spot open. I ain't say my fifth spot because I was gonna say to be continued because I'm going to Bangkok and Phuket and Thailand, and I heard that's the number one.
Oh
spot.
Yes, there's a big
watch out for them lady boys
community. No,
yeah, they said I heard.
Watch out for them lady boys.
I ain't
that's like Atlanta. Like that's a new world right there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you my top 5. My top 5 is definitely. I'm gonna keep it all in state because I don't know. I can't leave Toronto out, so I gotta.
You can't.
Toronto's the shit. I've been to Toronto twice. Toronto is live. Fuck that. Canada is totally underrated. That shit is bumping. I've been there twice. That shit bang.
Okay, I'm going now. Toronto. That's the part. Yeah. I need to go
now, if you got issues, they might not let you in.
Oh, now I'm good.
If you're a convicted felon or got anything, they won't let you in.
I'm gonna hit Drake up.
After 9/11, it's different, bro. They don't let you in. They'd snatch you out, run dogs through it, everything. But anyway, that ain't my number one spot. If I had to pick a number one spot, it'll always in the States. It'll always be Las Vegas. Easy. Atlanta is number 2. I always partied hard in Atlanta. Couldn't live there. Tried there 3 times. Same thing. It's a weird culture.
It is,
but it's a live place to visit and party. LA would be 3rd. LA, I party hard. Love the culture. The vibe in LA is different than any other vibe I felt in the US. I wouldn't even say Miami would be my 4th. I would say the state of Florida. I know that's not fair, but I lived in Florida for a while, so I would just say Florida overall because I moved around in Florida. And my 5th spot will be Toronto, man.
Yeah,
like I can't. You know what? I can take that back. I should actually say New York City. Because some of this shit.
When the last time you been to the club?
Because
I love New York.
Not that long ago, I'll be coming home like
anytime I go back, it's
right.
different.
But hey, Toronto.
You old now? You talking about partying? Like what year was this? Like the 70s?
Much on the old.
I've been a free nigga for a long time.
But I'm saying like you partied in like the 70s.
Hey.
She
said the 70s.
I'm just saying, like, I did some real parties.
Yeah, because he gonna tell us how he old. He older. I'm from a different time.
But I'm just saying that.
We was born in the 1900s.
I've been on cruises and went to different cities.
I love cruises.
I did a lot of different stuff. But I ain't gonna lie to you, getting off the boat and partying. I mean, if the boat was a city, I would claim that because I always had more,
I was gonna say cruises too.
I heard that. I've never been on a cruise. That's the one thing I've never done.
I've been on 2. It's not, but cruises are fun.
Tell me which ones to go to.
I need to go on one.
It depends on what you're looking for.
Go to the cheapest one, and it's the most funnest.
Carnival is so ghetto. It's the hood of the sea, but it's fun.
Go to Carnival, bro.
The singles one? Or is it a certain type of one?
Well, I can't say that, but listen. Go to Fuck that. Go to Carnival.
Carnival is the hood of the sea, but it's
they
fun.
Party hard, bro. When I say they party hard,
they party time they get on the ship
hard, man.
to the time they leave. Like they gonna have fun.
The day I got on to the day I got off was twisted.
You're gonna be up all night. You're gonna
all
be
night,
up
all day.
Day.
They shut the ship down. But when I say you're gonna be doing some medieval shit
you
on
still
there,
got other shit to do. You go to the casino, go get some pizza.
Like I had fun up on that part. And I had both my kids with me. They was teenagers.
It's Anglo-Saxon.
But they could do Angles.
No, facts. And they let their kids just do whatever they want.
Look, my kids went online and planned their whole trip out. I seen them at dinner.
Really? Yeah.
Yes. That's how live that shit is.
Yeah.
When I catch up to them after dinner, I took them into comedy clubs, all kind of stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's lit like that. Like,
I didn't know that.
Man, listen, that shit is built for kids the whole 9. That shit is lovely.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do comedy.
Okay, cool. So now I'm trying to promote Carnival right now. I'm trying to see where I need to be traveling to.
I'm booking something right now for this June. Right now.
No, not Carnival. I'm talking about the city department. You still ain't finished your list.
Here in this city?
Your list.
You stopped at the boat.
I finished. I got 5 already.
Yeah, he said 5.
I added 6 with the boat was 6. Yeah,
but we started talking about the cruise.
I know. I went to New York in 6, and I think I went on to
New
Toronto.
York.
Yeah.
Toronto was like one of yours.
But Mel want to go. I think his
He want to go.
We better be at 2 hours.
I don't want to go.
His wife is mad.
All right, let's say our goodbyes.
I'm just saying, I think his wife is a man, though, bro.
It's so hard.
Is a man
Or a man. Which one you said?
to say goodbye to yesterday.
We about to let
So-
you go, so I can go.
I'm Body to Be. Follow me at Body
Oh, we was on point.
.com.
With me in
not .com.
memory.
It's Instagram. And from Instagram, you click my link in my bio.
To
And you can
bring
go for
my
everything you need. Good podcast
after the rain.
and everything like that. You see the vocals
It's
behind me as
so
I talk.
hard
And ladies, please feel free to DM me. You know, we can
to
talk.
say goodbye
Let me tell you something. I probably
to
change your life, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear my background singing, you know what I'm saying? Just
And
talk
now
to me.
You already did that
Signing
verse.
off,
What?
you know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody
But
come to see you.
always-
Oh,
with me in
whole thing by
memory.
yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Don't
Why
be-
y'all singing? Thank you for tuning in to Talking in the Rhythm. Talking in the Rhythm. Baby, I'm about to tell y'all that. I'm about to tell y'all about.
With the almighty showman, that's Talking in Rhythm. Talking in Rhythm.